What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Titan series. We're kicking off season 1 tonight. It is the Premier Division's turn each and every Thursday, and I'm so excited to be back with you guys to deliver some of the hardest hitting action in PUBG Mobile. If you guys missed it, we had season 0 just a few weeks ago wrap up, and we're now into our second season of the Titan series. So excited to be back. Let's talk about the format in case you haven't been paying attention so far.
This is the Titan series, mobile gaming's ultimate esports showcase. Teams will battle for ultimate battleground supremacy and a prize pool that stands at $2,000. Each Titan series season is 4 weeks long, and teams will play in 2 divisions, the Premier Division and the Challenger Division. Both Premier and Challenger teams will play in the Qualifier stage that spans the first 3 weeks of the season. From there, the top 12 teams from the Challenger Qualifiers will join the bottom 4 teams from the Premier Qualifiers to play in Week 4's Challenger Finals. In the Challenger Finals, anything can happen, as the top 4 finishers will join the Premier Qualifiers top 12 in the Premier Finals later on in Week 4. The prize pool will be divided amongst the top 3 teams in the Premier Finals, and the top 12 Premier Finals teams will be guaranteed a slot in next season's Premier Division. In the Titan series, the stakes are always high, as teams have the ability to climb up or plunge down the leaderboard. If you think your team has what it takes to compete at the highest level, prove it. Sign up to play by visiting titanseries.gg. You can also stay up to date with your favorite teams, look up detailed team and player statistics, and even grab custom Titan Series player cards to share with the community. This is the Titan Series, forged in fire.
So now you know the rules. We are getting busy with the action tonight, hopping into Premier Series, kicking things off. The slates are wiped clean. We are all starting at 0 points at this point. We've got some amazing talent back this season, and also some surprises that we'll bring on later in the season. But we have some familiar faces to reintroduce to the stream. And I start with my compadre, Hot Jukes. We've got Mustache Dave back, and we also have the Neptura Network, that full name in effect here. How's everybody doing? Hot Jukes, welcome back, dude. I know you've been busy with PMPL and broadcasting. Many of the same teams are kind of involved here in the Titan series, looking to get that extra practice, man. Are you looking forward to kicking off season 1 here?
Oh, I'm so pumped, man. Season 0 was so sick. Obviously, this is the place to be if you are an NA pro. The website is clean. I love the fact that we're able to keep an eye on some of these individual players as well. I want to see some heat starting off the Titan series.
Oh, we're going to have that heat, Dave. Will it come in the form of the DBS? Let's kick things off with the hard-hitting questions. DBS Dave, come on, baby. Are we going to see some shotguns tonight?
DBS all day. That is the meta that we are living and breathing in right now. Until they do something about it here, PB, that's just going to be the way it is, man. And I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm hoping some of these teams are warmed up, ready to go with the shotgun tonight, baby.
What are you talking about? Do something about it. They're not doing nothing. Nothing that's going to happen to the DBS. They're going to leave it. Makes for some excitement. Nepturo, what are you looking forward to most about season 1?
Oh my gosh, I mean, so much. I mean, after season 0, we had such a great, outlook onto both PMPL and season 1 coming in here. Though I'm gonna be looking at mostly BOPE and then 4 coming in here. That Challenger team, they came in, did really well in those finals. So I'm looking for C from C4 this season.
Heck yeah, still going on the C4 train. Let's talk about some of the teams. We just mentioned a few of them. We got the familiar faces with YKG. They have killed it, winning season 0 convincingly. They'll be back, as well as BOPE and C4, as you mentioned. They'll be joined by Dauntless, Dope Slayers, Execute, Golden Eagles, K19, MEZEXIS. We got a change in branding here. We've got Nova is now NHyper Esports, which if you were following along last season, Nova still has the same squad and they still had the same fearsome performance, but they're now known as NHyper, so that's one notable change. We also got Phoenix Esports back. Puppeteer will join us up from the Challenger Division. Got Team Mobility, the Panthers, and Ultimate Gaming, also up from the Challenger Division, will be making their debut here at the Premier level. We also have Wanted Vigilantes, and then obviously, as aforementioned, YKG. So let's talk about the scoring for tonight's tournament. We've got the basics, the esports standard. First place in each game will receive 10 points. Second place will receive 6. On down through 8th place will get at least 1 point, and then everything 9th and below, you're not getting anything with regards to rank, and then eliminations will be valued at 1 point per elim. So elim's going to be weighted super heavily here. We'll look to see some aggressive play kicked on out from all of the teams tonight, but let's check out the bonus points as well that we'll be looking at this season. Teams will be competing for the first 3 weeks in the qualifiers. They'll be accumulating score throughout those 3 weeks, and ultimately, at the end of the 3 weeks, we'll take stock of where everybody is. First place is going to get some bonus points to take with them to the finals. So will second on down through 8th. You can see those on the screen. And for those that don't quite make it to the Premier Finals directly, they'll pick up 5 bonus points to take with them to the Challenger Finals, where they'll have to qualify back in after relegation. So a little bit of moving pieces there for sure, but I think the end of the day, you want to go out, you want to get a lot of elims, and you want to make sure that you're finishing on the top of the leaderboard. It's PUBG Mobile. We all know how this game is played. Dave, give us some keys to the evening, and I want to start off early with those predictions, and give us an idea of who you might be expecting as a bit of a surprise performer, maybe in the top 3.
Yeah, I love the bonus points, first of all, because it rewards consistency, right? But going back to the big picture here, the leaderboards are 0 today. I have to go with a team that they competed in Season 0 in the Challenger Series. We saw them during the finals. They made it, and I believe they finished top 5. I'm going with C4 because I think C4, kind of being the underdog in the lobby, a lot of the top teams didn't really study their movement, you know, and their rotation. So I think they can really surprise us here tonight, PB.
I like the choice, my friend. I like the choice. They did come out with some gusto in last season's finals, so we'll see if they can keep it going. I guess since the camera and the spotlight are on me, I'm ride or die YKG, baby. I'm going to pick them to finish on top. Maybe not an unpopular opinion, I will say, but you got to consider the way they dominated in Season 0 and also looking at how they're doing currently in PMPL. You got to like YKG's chances here. So, with that, let's go ahead and kick it to Hot Jukes. Man, what are you thinking about, a top 3 finisher here? Who's a lock to finish in that top 3 spots?
All right, so a lock automatically, it's going to be Hyper. I mean, this is the squad that we just saw dominate here at Season 0 as well as in PMPL. They have been playing at a whole nother level here. Maybe it's the new logo. I don't know. I mean, once PB helped out YKG with their logo, they have been dominating as well. So maybe they got a little bit of that magic. I don't know. The only magic that I am shocked at is that Dave didn't pick Golden Eagles.
I knew it.
What have they done to you, Dave? Did the check stop coming?
Spicy, man. I'm trying to have
Did the check stop coming or what?
Man. I'm trying to have a spice. They didn't send the jersey though. They did promise a jersey last season. Didn't get it this season. So hey, I'm just saying, exposed. I guess self-report. Sure.
Dang, man, that's a tough one. Golden Eagles. You know what to do if you want to get back in Dave's good graces. Send the jersey. Anyway, Neptura, coming to you. Is there any teams that haven't been mentioned so far that you think we should be keeping our eye on here in Season 1?
All right, right off the bat, Execute, man. I liked them in Season 0. I like them coming into Season 1 now. I think they'll be a bit more of a hard hitter than maybe they were in Season 0. We saw them doing fairly well in PMPL as well as, so I'm looking for top 3 from them for this first game.
Love the choices. So again, we're looking at a lot of the familiar faces at the top of the leaderboards, but I guess they've earned those kind of predictions. We'll see if anyone else has anything to say about it. Let's take a look at the maps that are going to be played tonight. We've got 4 of them in store, and we're going to lead off with the tried and true Erangel. It's coming up here in just a moment. We're dropping in just over a minute. Erangel will be first up, followed by Miramar, my personal favorite. Then we got Sanhok following that up, and capping off the evening with a second round of Erangel. And we'll be looking to do that at around 6 p.m. Pacific time. So very, very exciting. Obviously, 16 teams competing here. I want to know as I choke on my own tongue here. Game number 1, official prediction. Let's keep it short and sweet. Who are we going with to win the first game? I go YKG. Throwing that out there early. Hot Jukes. Who's taking game 1 on Erangel?
I gotta pick Hyper. I mean, the squad, the way we saw them just perform in PAPL is just ridiculous. They've been on another level, so I'm looking to just see them start off strong here.
Mustache Dave.
Staying with C4. Have to stay with C4. That's my pick here today.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
Somebody has joined the payroll here from C4.
Yup.
All right. Let's go, Neptura.
All right, I'm gonna have to go with Hot Juke and Hyper all the way, man.
I like the choices. We'll see if anybody can bring it. You know, my dark horse for this one, I'm looking at Dauntless, man. They impressed me last season with some of their play on Erangel specifically as a map. They had some really interesting spots. I think it really depends on kind of where the circle goes, where the zone goes. Hey, can we get some toxicity in the circles? I'm hoping for some water zones, half and half, maybe all on Military Island to start things off, and a Northern Plain path. I don't know. We got Erangel though coming up next, and I think I'll be casting this first game with Hot Jukes is my guess. We'll see here based on whose microphone is hot. But am I correct?
I hope so. I hope so because
All right,
I'm
hell
talking. And I'm ready, baby. Let's go.
Awesome, dude. So keys to the game, obviously here, aggression. I feel like, you know, we've seen this story now, starting with the beginning of Titan Series Season 0, but also tracking through PMPL. The teams that are active in the early game and the mid game are seemingly benefiting from that. Even if they're not finishing on top of the leaderboards, there's so many teams that, you know, racking up those elims and really kind of getting those new, heavily weighted kill points. That's huge, man. That's absolutely massive. And so I feel like, you know, taking fights when they're available and not playing super passively is going to be a huge key for the night.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I feel like I have a huge advantage casting going into PMPL just because you're right. It started here in the Titan Series Season 0. The first glimpse we got at the new point system, the new meta is here to stay. You talked about the DBS earlier. It's the gold standard. You have to have it in that CQC, and getting into those early fights, soaking up those elimination points has become so huge. So I'm seeing a lot of these teams move a lot quicker, get things going faster, and are just looking to kind of put some points on the boards early.
Separate tournament. That's that toxic zone I'm talking about.
Let's go.
Where it is nowhere near the plain path out in the water. Let's get it started. I hope that just continues to go southeast there and we end up on top of the Novo where we got to fight for some islands. But taking a peek at, you know, some of the performances from PMPL, although it's a different tournament, you look at the teams like Wall Street Bets who just prioritize zone position, right? They camp a house. It happens to be blessed in the zone. That's all fine and good, but when you're not getting elims, you're not getting those placement points that teams like NHyper, like Execute, like YKG are picking up along the way. And again, can't stress enough how important I think that is to a successful showing here in the Titan Series.
Yeah, definitely. It's always a blend, right? You're going to have to put some consistent placement points on the board, but those elimination points definitely help you out in the times where just that zone is too brutal and you just can't get it done. At the same time, the best teams, though, like we've seen NHyper, we've seen YKG, regardless of where that zone goes, they're always putting up consistent points. So, I mean, everyone's having to deal with the same scenario, but you're right. I mean, you have to be able to get those consistent placement points whenever you can.
Looks like Ali might be in trouble here. The Dope Slayers, she is, I can't tell how close she is to Team Mobility, but it looks like a bit of a split drop there, and I couldn't tell how far away, but we'll keep an eye on that as we loot up here. Definitely seems like they're nearby, possibly over a hospital. So perhaps safe altogether here as teams definitely looting up nearby one another, but ultimately trying to avoid those early engagements. Love the fact that Ali got a little spot on the promo trailer here for Titan Series Season 1. Good to see her. I like that.
I love to see it, man. I love to see coming up, you know, seeing some of these star players show up early. And we definitely have seen them, right? We saw them at Season 0. We saw a few players definitely start making some noise for themselves. And I'm not going to be surprised, PB, at the end of all this, like especially going into, you know, Season 2 in the future, we're going to see some of these rosters swap big time.
You know, I want to say something right now that is going to come back to bite me. And this Jia Yuya is a great driver Now, I feel like that's a major knock on wood moment because I have a feeling that somehow, some way, there's going to be a massive car wreck and explosion that takes himself and maybe a teammate out later on in this game. But weaving through that little obstacle course, that was impressive. It's not something I could have done flawlessly. So just going to throw that out there. We'll see how it develops.
Save it for later. Save it for later. Hayuya has had some pretty interesting vehicle moments for sure. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see it early on. But I'm surprised that we're not seeing any kind of crazy drops. Looks like everybody knows where to go. And everyone's just playing nice at the start.
Absolutely. I mean, that's something to point out, too. A lot of these teams, scrim together and they, they'll communicate their intended drop location so that they get some good practice, right? But to be clear, no such drop agreements exist in Titan Series. Teams are free to drop wherever the heck they please. They can hot drop some other team, even if they know where somebody might choose to land. So it's not a required thing that they share, their drop locations or anything like that. So again, teams can utilize that as part of their strategy. This is full-on competitive at this point.
Absolutely. I mean, everyone's wanting to be the best and put some points on the board. So I think there's a little bit of friendliness for right now, but as time goes on, I think we'll definitely see those pre-tournament treaties get completely, taken away or whatever how you say it.
We don't want no tournament treaties. What are we talking about?
No treaties. No treaties. It's the Titan Series, baby. It's too hot. Speaking of, treaties, I think that the Panthers have signed one with some of these teams early on or something, because I don't know what's going on with this team, PB. All right? I believed in the Panthers since the beginning, and we have seen this squad with a lot of talent on the roster just not have the start or, mid-tournament gameplay that we were looking for. So now that we're here in the Titan Series, the beginning of Season 1, I'm looking for this team to mix things up here.
I like the call, my friend, and I think it all goes back to Steve-O on Sanhok back in week 2.
Oh my gosh!
Of Season 0 with
that was it.
With Nate going off, man. He had the opportunity to 1v4, and he ends up getting 3. But the off angle from Steve-O just ruined his opportunity, and we got some action about to happen here.
Oh!
The seat switch. Look at this. Rushy connects on Casper. Not how Execute was hoping to start out.
Definitely not. That's going to be tough for them. You see Fate over there on that off angle. That is something that I've seen Execute struggle with, is these splits, right? Sometimes they just split a little bit more than they should, PB. If they just stuck together, they're fine. But I don't know. I think sometimes they're trying for these strategies that are just a little too above their pay grade.
Yeah, it was I don't know where he was going. It looked like he was trying to maybe join Jason up at the yellows up the hill. I guess they're greens now. Whatever color the houses are, right up the road. And it seems like they were split pretty far, unable to kind of reach his teammate here. And ultimately, they're going to be down 1 early on. And Rushy is just like, dude, I'm out. I'm kind of pinned down here. And I think he made a good decision there to get out while he could. And it looks like they've identified, hey, Execute here was supporting their teammate just ineffectively.
Oh!
And now they've got him isolated. Look at this.
Drago's in big trouble. He's going to have to he has to win this 1v1. He knows it. He has to send it against him. Oh, here comes the rest of Phoenix, though. And now Drago's in big trouble. Gonna go and try and catch one. Can't even get one in the first place. Gonna go down right in front of that Jujutsu Kaisen and you're gonna see Jason just send it away.
I'm impressed, man. Phoenix, a little hesitant last season. That was a very decisive, they caught an Execute member. They caught Casper on rotation there, trying to join up with Jason. Immediately recognized that Fate was up on the hill looking down. And they were like, you know what? There's not a full squad there. Let's push that. They forced the action. Were able to get another situation where they had the number advantage. And ultimately finished the fight, picking up 3 easy ones right here. Jason's going to have to run away with his tail tucked between his legs.
Yeah, 100%. And the thing is that these teams are very familiar with you, right? I know it's a different tournament, but in PNPL, we see Execute drop that Fairy Pier. Phoenix drops right next to them. So these 2 squads are used to having to fight each other. And Execute usually does a good job of setting up a trap or being aware of Phoenix in that region. But just, I don't know, maybe here at this tournament, Phoenix is looking to mix things up and say, hey, you know what, Execute? We're not going to go without a fight. And heck, that's a good way to start things off because that's just definitely going to get in the head of Execute for sure.
Sets the tone. That's what you're trying to do, absolutely. And all of the teams here on the northern side of this island, it definitely looks to be the move. But what if it goes south, Jukes? There's no one down there, and that bridge That's going to be quite the choke point if teams do, in fact, have to head south to the southern island here if this zone closes any further.
That's just kind of segueing onto that. That's something I want to see more teams do. Is just these early vehicle camp rotations, catching players off guard. Because the more you do that, the more mind games you're going to be playing with these squads. Because once you kind of get route planned and trapped, going forward, you're going to be thinking, right, is a player there? Should we split up? Should we do it? Should we flip this buggy after hitting a tree? A lot of questions, PB. Yeah.
Strategic. That was why he did that, for sure. I agree, and one of the teams that is unfortunately not able to play in the Titan Series this season, that was the Chosen. They do an incredible job of that at the PMPL level, where you see them kind of jumping the routes of other teams, knowing that they want to try to force the action. I want to see if anybody picks up on that, kind of note and incorporates that here. We saw, Execute fall victim to Phoenix, although that didn't look like it was planned. It looked like it just kind of worked out where, they were flushing a member, and it just so happened that Rushy was on the rotation. And hey, what do you know? There's a guy right in front of me who looks a little bit panicked and is facing away from me. Able to finish the job. And unfortunately for Nate and the Panthers, he's done, man. Back to the lobby. The Panthers not after the start that you were hoping they might be.
Yeah, losing a player early on like this always going to be rough. They're stuck with 3 so far. We don't see anything else happening. And Hyper, QZZ's taking an eye on Mustache Dave's ex-favorite team, Golden Eagles. But yeah, look at this. Suko definitely got beat up on the rotation. I think he was probably on the back of that buggy, and Nate just got shot out.
I hear you. Sometimes you just got to hit your own teammate in frustration.
Yeah, it makes me... If that's what happened, though, I'm automatically going to give the question mark, because the Panthers shouldn't be blind rotating, right? That's for sure. They should be leapfrogging little by little. And if Nate was on the back of that buggy and got popped out, then, I don't know. Not a good sign.
That's a tough one, man, because it's the spot where they're caught currently, that's a difficult spot to be in. I always find it challenging to compete from that particular little spot. You don't really have good sight lines up the hill, and you certainly are shooting into a fortified position down the hill, so the Panthers get caught. And here's MEZEXIS in trouble as well. Peralta getting taken down. Dope Slayer's off to an active start, to say the least.
Yeah, speaking of hill, right? We're up Potato Hill right here, and MEZEXIS, Peralta with that big off angle gets knocked. Now it's really up to Remix here to catch this nade on a Nesquik. It's looking pretty good. Is it perfectly cooked? Ooh, pieces him up a little bit. That's an eviction nade, though. Nesquik has to know another one's coming. That might be a good Molotov.
I hit the tree, I'm pretty sure.
It definitely did. Remix with some great shots. That was actually Ulysses. The turn! Ooh, Remix. Look at that. Look at the movements, PB. You see that? That left and right? That means he's ready.
Fast twitch muscles, baby. He's been in the gym in the offseason here. Remix getting it done again, starting off last season with a bang in game number 1. Hoping to avoid some nade trouble this time around, but Remix turns that situation from kind of an oopsie into a position of strength now, with Dope Slayers definitely on the defensive. They've only got Yasu up in the background here, and he's not at a great angle to provide a ton of support. Able to flush Nesquik, though.
Okay, cool. It is one of the players from MEZEXIS that does. I wasn't trying to make sure there wasn't some third party I couldn't see. Remix does spot the final player from Dope. Does coming. Yeah, you can already see that vehicle driving up around. It looks like they're going to let Peralta bleed out, though. That's kind of a surprise for right there. Ulysses has to be careful not to make a mistake, though. Got him.
Yeah, not much he could do in that situation, but I am also surprised that they let Peralta go. Seemed like they had the opportunity, potentially with the numbers, to save their teammate there, and ultimately opting not to, taking the points and pushing the envelope there. MEZEXIS ends up with 4 points, but not without a cost associated to that. They're half strength now for the remainder of the game.
Question, PB, for you. Okay, was that calculated or tunnel vision?
I gotta say that I felt like that was tunnel vision.
Right?
Maybe it was calculated, but I feel like that person was bleeding out. They took care of the threat in front of them. Kind of had awareness that there was somebody behind. They had one of their guys finished. I don't know. Rather than, push that action, I felt like they could have prioritized getting their player up. But again, who am I, man? I'm just an armchair quarterback right now, just talking out of my rear end. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe it was just too much. Maybe they saw something I didn't.
Hindsight is 2020. You let us know in the chat. Looked like tunnel vision to me, as well as Sonic. Ooh, tight peaks. I love this. I love seeing stuff like this. Whenever you see competitive, I mean, normally you'll see just somebody 3-peeking it, but even then, ADSing really, really tight, making sure that nobody is just chilling there with a Car 98. Hadzada looking like he's doing the same situation. Everyone just got to get in set up for the next zone.
You know, I got to say, looks like Hyper in a bit of trouble here, and they started with only 3 players this game, so it's really crucial that they QZ back into the fight here.
You know, I always love the way Hyper sets themselves up. I mean, they're so good at just recovering and putting themselves in positions to support each other. Like, Kindness is there, got some sight lines in that direction. Shifan with a quick smoke pickup as well. It's looking good for Hyper. Even though there's still only a 3 to start things off, there's definitely a team you don't want to mess with. Oh, Jason up on top. Oh, the antenna? Not going to shoot. Yeah, doesn't want to give away his position.
Jason's just in hide mode right now.
Yep.
He is escondido for the rest of the game as much as possible. Young Kings, they might have an angle here, although they are occupied right now with the Panthers. It looks like the Panthers are running. Joey just trying to finish this fight and get with his team. Looked like 24K was off on pursuit and decided to come back.
This is a interesting idea Jason has. I mean, he doesn't want to give up his position, but I think maybe he was trying to hunt a thirst or something. Because if he gets a thirst, that's not going to necessarily give away his position, unless it's on a player that still has teammates up. But K19, oh my gosh, Scooby is going to pick up his remaining teammates. Only Illusion here. So K19 having a rough start as well. A lot of teams losing players early on here, PB.
Absolutely. You know what I got to say to that?
What's up?
Like Zoinks! You know what I'm saying?
Zoinks! What happened to my squad, Scoops?
I don't know what's going on there. I missed the how it happened, but I'm sure they're happy to get back into the fight.
It's a mystery, PB.
It really is. They ought to look for the mystery machine. It might even be on the map somewhere. I don't know. Klaus, though, this is one of the players that I wanted to keep an eye on for this particular game. He has popped off on Erangel more than one time. And this is a Dauntless squad that can be sneaky good, especially on this circle. This is exactly where I saw them kind of pop off numerous times in the past. So I think their zone control here has been good. We'll see if they're able to get to cover here and take up this next position. All of the buildings in this current circle, given where the zone has gone, and that everybody's on the northern island still, really kind of occupied at this point. And I think every piece of ground from this point forward is going to be hard fought.
Absolutely. I mean, this is good old farm right here. Good thing about this is that even if the zone does hard shift, it's pretty easy to rotate away, right? Because you got pretty good vision 360 around you. But you don't want to get pushed up on by a squad and not be ready. So you definitely have to mount that defense. You can see C4 just looking in every single direction. Just playing keep away right now. Waiting for this next zone to pop. Where do you think it's going to go, PB?
I don't know. I haven't seen it in a minute. I kind of forgot. Maybe Gatka.
Gatka? Why not? How about just right below farm?
I'm lying. I would say, yeah, let's go right below farm. Let's go with that. I feel like we got a nice little view of the mini map there. And interestingly enough, we've got a squad on the outside looking and eyeballing this compound, and that is Dauntless. They know they've got to make a move. Do you think they're going to challenge C4's position here, or will they try to go around him more center?
I think rotate and probably get on that hill is probably going to be the play, and I think that's what they're doing. But YKG is going to beat him there, so this is going to be very, very risky. As Klaus is going to start leapfrogging. I think he should stop. Yeah, you don't want to just... Okay, blind rotate! Why not, PB? Full send in the middle.
Send it. YOLO. This is where you hit the yellow button and pray that they're preoccupied with another squad, which Golden Eagles seems to be right now, dealing with BOPE.
Zoinks.
Zoinks,
Golden Eagles lose Apollo 99K on that split. Baby Tank is really just showing that he can pop off at any moment. Oh, Mitsuki eats his own grenade, though. It did not feel good. Didn't taste good either.
Not good at all, unfortunately, for Dauntless. Caught in rotation there. Klaus finished. And Ultimate Gaming taking that position first. You know, the YOLO wasn't our favorite move, maybe, but it made for some exciting, I don't know, back to the lobbying.
Oh, Dauntless out of there. Hey, you know what? Sometimes you just got to roll the dice, PB, and sometimes it pops up Snake Eyes, and it looks like that's what happened. for Dauntless. Easy points there.
Sometimes you roll them right off the table. You know what I'm saying,
That's
Jukes?
true.
I feel like that was kind of
That's
what
a good
happened
point.
here.
That is a
Young
good
King's in
point.
trouble.
Uh-oh. You are right. Chico's down. Fierce gets finished. 24K is going to have to come from the back and make a play here. He's got that M249. Oh, does he want to give up his position? He got spotted by Chronix. Yeah, and after he gets shot, he gets taken out from there. Nice, though. Car 98 from the back from C4. 24K is just going to have to... Looks like he's going to hold this building and just chill out for now.
Yeah, tough breaks for Young Kings. They're unable to secure that position either. They also look to be beaten to the spot just slightly. They were quicker on the rotation, but did not have the zone position early on as they were further to the north. But now we've got a few teams starting to look pretty good. That is Phoenix Esports as well as Ultimate Gaming, both looking pretty strong. And of course, we can't leave out and Hyper. Starting with 3, still with 3, and you know, they've been pretty tremendous. Go south. Oh man, here we go.
Oh boy. All right. This is going to be a tough one. A lot of open field here in this particular zone. Few buildings definitely to hold up into, but I mean, there's a lot of squads not even close in here. Phoenix isn't in there. To the Panthers, full sending it on in to the remaining player of YKG.
Wow. He got hit by his own team and didn't seem to matter though. YKG has been found and finished. The Panthers will get the job done here and keep marching on. 4 elims apiece right now between our top 4. That's BOPE, K19, Phoenix, and the Panthers.
Yeah, I feel like YKG just got a little too ahead of themselves and started splitting themselves up, ready for a push, rather than just grouping together and holding their backs. Panthers just full scented on them, and as they were split, they could not defend themselves. But hey, with this zone, teams are going to have to start pushing up. Oh, that was a nice nade there from Illusion. And this is going to be a little bit of a battle. Illusion needs to full send it, though. He's got 46 seconds left on the clock here. That hurt.
Good nades both ways. Zed able to duck back in, get that cover, but reinforcements have arrived. K19. Ooh, nice nade over the wall. Scooby taking the knock. Can he get the follow-up here for the finish? And he cannot. Nice connection. Great answer there from K19.
Scoops, watch your feet. Watch your paws, Scoops. Watch
Like
your
zoinks.
paws. They're hitting me from under the wall. That hurts. So they're going to get picked up.
Indeed
A
it
bullet.
does.
Wow, driving up so fast, like a bullet. With the grenade in hand, can he catch that nade? Seeing all the utility come out here. Christy!
Right, Vigilantes in trouble here. They're getting finished right now by Phoenix. They've crashed the compound here, but there it is. Nades galore. And we've got the Wanted Vigilantes down to just 1. Christy trying to get the job done, but on the flank. Got to watch out for the Golden Eagles here.
Oh, free fire, not fast enough. Golden Eagles with a nice defense. Fuego on fire. Ready to get those nades locked and loaded. Possibly getting ready for a pre-nade. Now applying some more pressure. You definitely don't want those buggies coming in your direction. And Fuego's going to go ahead and just buy himself a little bit more time for his squad as this zone closes.
Scooby getting a bit of a snack there. Taking down Phoenix. But Phoenix impressive so far to me. They seem, you know, early on quite easy to make like drastic calls one or the other, but they seem like most improved from season to season right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, they are not getting a Scooby snack. They're eating a really rough sandwich right now because this zone just went in the complete opposite direction. They have 5 eliminations, so that's a good way to offset their losses. Oh, Rico with the quick laydown moves, adding Illusion onto their total. Nice
They're
plays.
hanging, man.
Yep.
I'm impressed.
7. That's what you need to do, right? I mean, if you don't get the zone, you know, placement points are going to be tough. Just, hey, wipe out these squads, soak up as many elimination points as you can possibly get. It's going to help you out.
That smoke, the timing on that's going to be so clutch. Baby Tang has the angle here, looking down on a Phoenix Esports, but did not peek it soon enough. Looks like they will find the cover they need, but it will likely be short-lived as that zone looks absolutely treacherous to get to. The interesting thing for me, though, is Nova Hyper on that front end. They are looking pretty good to sneak into that zone on that western side.
Oh, yeah, they only have 2 players up, but I mean, that's almost their whole squad because they only came in here with 3. The Panthers in the shack. This is what Dave likes to call the shack attack strategy. This is the play, and they are not moving a muscle. Baby Tang forced to full send it into the zone, and he's just trying to get some sight lines, and he's headed
get
straight
it.
towards the Panthers.
Oh, I hope he gets the run over here. Just a threefer.
Rico's down.
That'll do it. Rico's done.
Alf searching for a new home. Oh, possibly a run over. Does he see Shifan running in? He does. He's going to switch over to QZ. And Alf lays down. What a laydown. They do not see him.
What?
Oh my gosh. Okay, QZ finally spots him.
And Hyper still at full strength for how they started. Finally dropping one man, and they are looking really good. Kindness laying down the shots here onto the Panthers.
Kindness doing a great job of just forcing these teams to lay down, buying some more time for a squad. Coops goes down to the vehicle explosion. And you can see the remaining member from C4. Yeah, he's going to have to pop in that dossier and die.
Shifan picking up another finish here. Ultimate Gaming once looked so strong. 4 members up, but 3 on their knees at the moment. One of them back in the fight here. Ultimate trying to patch themselves back up. Looks like they'll have the opportunity to do so. They are split into their squads. Kindness finds some angles here. Doesn't quite connect, but Kindness really holding down this off angle here for Hyper. As you can see, Ultimate Gaming finally getting patched back up. They're going to be back to full strength.
The prediction's looking pretty good here, PB. And Hyper's looking pretty deadly. Quan does go down. Oh, Quan does knock down Shifan. That is going to help buy a little bit of time for their squad to move on in. Ultimate Gaming on top of this hill. They're definitely the team to beat, though. They cannot throw their advantage.
They can't. Ultimate Gaming on the move. They've got to clear out, take a position in the zone. They've pre-smoked it. They take position in the smoke. I like the strategy here. Couple of very small rocks to try to hide behind. Might provide minimal cover, obstruct some shots, but ultimately the sightlines are still there. The play zone takes down Shifan, Nova down to 2, and Ultimate Gaming down to 3. It's anyone's game at this point.
Ultimate Gaming needs to stand up right here. They should be way more aggressive clearing this right side. Instead, going for the laydown. That's going to be pretty risky, but they're doing a great job so far, especially with that Molotov on the JP. But Hyper, the more time you give them, the more time they're ready to set up and take advantage of this.
Interesting smoke here. He had just avoided that Molotov, and I don't know if they knew he was there. QZ, though, landing the grenade, and that was epic timing for him. And Ultimate Gaming now on their back foot because they are not going to be able to get this revive.
They're on the back foot, too, because they're just laying down right now. Look at the difference, right? Kindness and QZ are standing up, just looking to find some spots and get some shots done. Believing in their gun skill, QZ does go down. Pablo's got
JP's got a great opportunity here to third party this if he just stays quiet, because Hyper and UG are solely focused on one another. They've kind of abandoned, they naded over there, mollied over there, and ultimately JP has to stand up to go to the zone, and they catch him on the rotation.
Beautifully done. Can Kindness win this, though? You can see the difference in aggressiveness, right? Kindness willing to make those push-ups, willing to stand up. Ultimate Gaming, full laydown. Ooh, he does feel that. Nice shots in return.
Nice
He's got the tree. He's got the tree.
He got it.
Oh, no!
He went to the wrong side. The zone took care of the player he was trying to hide from, and Hyper. Well, do they get the chicken dinner?
Yes, sir, they do.
Do they?
Yup, from the other side.
All right, Jukes, I think you're in on this one. Shifan and company here taking home the chicken dinner. Not a ton of damage output here. Obviously, only 3 players, but they will pick up the most survival time, and that is what matters to go along with those 6 elims. So really solid performance in game number 1. And Hyper picking up the chicken dinner, Jukes, short-handed. What did you see from them in this first game?
Well, you said short-handed, and we saw the Shifan pose like this, right? So that means that he had something up his sleeve.
Pulls it down a little bit.
He said, you know what?
Pulls it down a little bit to make it shorter,
Maybe we'll only come in with 3 players, get the chicken dinner, make it a little bit harder for us. They're trying something new here, PB. You know what I'm saying? 1,000 IQ plays from Hyper.
Do you think it was like a statement? Like, listen, guys, we've got GK. He's chilling, but we're going to leave him in the green room just for a few minutes. He might come out for like game 2, maybe. But if we can take game 1, like, it's fine. So QZ, Kindness, and Shifan getting it done for game number 1. Would love to hear what some of the others had to say about this first game of Season 1 Titan Series. Dave, you picked C4. They made it to the top 3. Ultimately, Zone not doing them any favors here. What'd you think of your team's performance there in this first game?
Hey, I am very proud of them. They have a bunch of supporters in the chat as well. Top 3, game number 1. That's exactly how you want to start things out here. And real quick, the follow-up on Chiffon, I think they got the additional level up because I think yesterday Chiffon had a voice pack release in the game. So voice pack equals wins? Question mark? I think so, fellas.
I think I need to sign up and play, Dave. If that's the case, I might have some special skills I don't even know about. But anyways, congrats to Chiffon on having his voice immortalized in the game, as well as Tensa. Also saw him with the voice pack out there. So really, really cool. I love to see PUBG Mobile, recognizing some players that are prominent in the esports space, and really love to see that. Natura, got to get your opinion on how this first game went down. You picked Hyper, and you probably didn't expect them to have 3 players, but they still picked up the victory. What'd you think?
That was a great game coming in from them. It's so difficult,
well,
especially at this level.
While we're thinking about it, let's check out some replays, huh?
Let's do it.
I've been talking.
But it's okay. I mean, I assumed you were, but I just couldn't hear you,
Oh, dear. My apologies. Yes, I was saying, Jukes, we picked a good one, because, man, that was such a game for a trio, and then go up and win that, especially at this level. Great game from them. Just fantastic. It's so nice to see it's such a difficult zone as well, coming in with this open ground and everything. I mean, this was just insane.
Look at this.
Alf.
Yeah, look at this final zone. This is one of the more difficult final circles I've seen on Erangel in quite some time. I mean, the terrain, the cover, just not really there. And ultimately, at the end, you can see Kindness coming out and not ending up looking at the right player, but he had his support, he had his teammate, able to pop up, get the W, and that's what they were looking for. In Hyper, picking up the first chicken dinner of our first season. We got season 1. I guess it's our second season technically, but the first one was, scoping it out, seeing how things work. But here we go. Season 1 and Hyper, the inaugural chicken dinner, 16 points. Their name, Ultimate Gaming. Maybe a bit of a surprise, as well as C4 Esports, both of them up from the Challenger Series last season, making a strong top 3 showing in this first game. So in the 9 through 16 spots, couple of surprises here, I think. Starting out with, obviously, YKG and Execute. Jukes, what'd you see from them this time out?
Oh, YKG just, got into those early engagements that we just see constantly, and unfortunately just couldn't pull it out early on. Execute, was definitely something that kind of piqued my interest, because in Erangel, them and Phoenix always land near each other and get into some shenanigans, but just Phoenix got the better of them this time.
They really did. It was an interesting plane path. Dave, I want to ask you, I mean, does it add any additional challenges? Like when you see, a western plane path with it just kind of heading up the western side of the island, and then the circle is fully to the east. Does that limit teams and their ability to rotate and gain a position? You saw not only Ultimate Gaming, but YKG, Dauntless, all kind of trying that same rotation. And ultimately, Ultimate Gaming beat everyone to the spot, was able to defend their position. But, it seemed almost like that was a predestined, outcome for some of those teams that maybe landed a bit further away or chose to loot up on the opposite side of the map. What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the challenges were definitely there, and to make matters a little worse for a couple of these teams, or better, I guess, depending on how you look at it, I noticed a lot of roster swaps and change-ups as well. So some of these subs are going to be sitting in for a couple of these teams trying to pop off. So it's always interesting to see how the zones play a role, but also the team chemistry when you kind of get thrown in the mix here, especially with these difficult circles like you mentioned, PB.
100%. So we're prepping a little analyst segment here for Neptura to break things down. But just on its face, I mean, this was an interesting game. We saw some really cool play. I think one of the teams that really popped out to me was Phoenix Esports. Again, not the best of position, but they took some aggression to some fights. And would love to throw it to you, Neptura, to give kind of your breakdown as we look at this first game in retrospect here.
100%. Phoenix Esports came in super strong off the rip. And Natura, how are you feeling about this replay here?
This replay, I kind of want to highlight this because you Jukes, they should have stood up and gone to see pretty much immediately. We should have seen a lot more aggression from them. But the problem is that they had to get those smokes out towards NHP because they're not going to be able to do that. Going to be able to get C4 and stand up and do all that. So they had to kind of do a little. I would have loved to see a smoke come in on that left side so they could focus on the right and then use those smoke to actually go after Hyper. But it didn't actually end up working. I do like that spread coming out from Rush Pablo. Though it worked from him coming in there, and then just all what happened after that. But yeah, I would have loved to see some sort of smoke screen coming in there.
Love the use of the smokes again from Phoenix, kind of out in the field. Had some good, you wonder if they had the utility to spend at that point. Again, the circle was kind of out in the middle of the nowhere for quite a long time. Teams battling their way in. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. But ultimately, those are some of the things of why I feel the Titan series is super valuable because, maybe you live and learn a little bit. You watch the replay back and realize, dude, they were right in front of us the whole time. We had a solo next to us that we could have cleared out, maybe fanned out our position a little bit, got some extra angles. Because I agree, Jukes, they could have pushed that action a little bit while they had the opportunity. But again, without those smoke walls there, tough to actually execute on. One of the things, too, that I would love to, I guess, pick your guys' brain on here as we move to Miramar. We saw some quick, decisive action early on. We saw some splits. What are your guys' thoughts on some of the split drops that are kind of commonplace at this point, especially through Miramar? Are we liking that? Are we liking the teams to stay closer together? Maybe we don't have the fight over Picado this next time around. What are we looking forward to on Miramar? Go with you, Hadjux.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll start off with this. It's because when it comes to these splits, sometimes they just annoy the absolute heck out of me because it's important. We see teams at the highest level. We see Nova and China do it. We see even in Hyper do these, 3-1 splits. Sometimes all four are splitting. But how you execute it is what's so important, right? You have to make sure that you put your players in perfect positions to support each other. And sometimes it's not even necessary. Like sometimes you just go, run in as 4, and just overwhelm these other teams. So I think sometimes some of these teams are trying these new things. That's what I'll just kind of just pawn it off as, and that's all good and great, but hopefully they'll fine tune it as time goes on.
For sure. I threw you that because I hear the griping sometimes on these splits. I mean, Dave.
Yeah.
We didn't see a ton of the DBS that game. I was actually a bit shocked. Right. A lot of ARs, a lot of submachine guns, not so much DBS action, but I feel like on Miramar, that's about to change, my friend. I mean, what do you think? We've got the long-range guns, but when you get into those building breaches, the DBS is the move. Are we going to see that busted out here for Game 2?
First of all, I blame Clint for this one, but yeah, we're going to Miramar. Hopefully we'll see the DBSs ramp up as that secondary weapon that all these players are looking to rock here because up close and personal, the slugs, they just pump after another so quickly that all you really do is need to hit 1 or 2 shots, and that's it. They're on their knees right there. And we've seen the DBS be able to be utilized in 1v3s, 1v4s. And I think the DBS really gives the solo player a real shot this time around to come out on top of very challenging situations. So, by the way, I like that replay because the whole time I was watching the game, I thought the player's name from Ultimate Gaming was Real Potato, but it's Rush Pablo. So I was close, but Rush Pablo showing up in the end, I was like, oh, Real Potato. I really do like that name. But
gotta love those inadvertent nicknames, Dave. You just coined a phrase, my friend. So congrats, Real Potato from here on out. You love to see that. We'd love to take a look at the upcoming matches that we've got going on tonight. Erangel has been taken care of. And we also have Miramar coming up next. We'll take a peek at that in just a moment. And as it's coming up, we've got some predictions to make. Just a few minutes until we drop in on Miramar. But we've got to see some teams bounce back. We've got to have a new winner. Do we think it's Hyper on Miramar, or do we think it's somebody else? Neptura, I'm giving you the floor first. Who is winning this upcoming map?
Hyper all the way. They're coming in for a back-to-back tonight. I can feel it because they're good on Miramar. We've seen them do amazing things on this map before. Let's keep that momentum rolling.
All right. I feel like that's a boring choice. They just won, but it's fine. I'm going to forgive it. I'm going to forgive it. Dave, coming to you, man. Who's winning this game number 2?
Let's see. A man of the people. Have to go with the chat. By the way, I saw someone in the chat saying next tournament, PB, this one's for you. Respect the Armrest Quarterback Tailgate Series. Hey, trademark pending. That's a good name. It's pretty catchy. But I have to go with C4. I'm going to stick with C4. They got the third place with the solo. If they can survive a little longer this game, easy dubs here. Easy.
Love it. Love it. Jukes, coming to you, my friend. If you had to pick one team, are you going with Dave here? What do you say?
No, I haven't gotten the check from C4 yet, so I'm still waiting for that to clear. So until it does, I'm going to pick a different team. I'm going to go with the Panthers. Why not? You know, I was excited to see them put up some really good points to start things off. Hopefully that just kind of lifts their spirits and they just continue that momentum, baby. We talked about that momentum. It's real. It matters.
I love it. I love it. I love the choice. That's actually something I was looking to maybe go that way as well. I'm going to try to mix it up and pick somebody different, right? I liked how MEZEXIS performed in that first game. Remix had some nice plays. Peralta probably would have if his team would have picked him up. But I'm going to say in this game, they will pick up Peralta. Peralta's going to be back in the fight. They're going to lay down the smack. I'm going with MEZEXIS to take this game number 2. That is the pick. Lock it in. PP is going to be right.
Question.
Guaranteed?
Question. How many times did Peralta say I'm safe to his team? Right? How many times do you think he said that, PB?
6.
6
times.
6.
Yeah, 6 times.
I like it.
He said, yeah, I'm safe. And they just said, you know what? Just one more guy. Just one.
No,
second.
you're not.
You know how it is when you're playing PUBG. It's like, hold on, just let me get this one guy, and you kind of like wander a little bit further. You turn around and you realize, oh damn, there's 150 meters between me and this guy I got to revive. Oh crap. I don't know if it was just a communication breakdown or what happened, but I got MEZEXIS this time out. But with that, I'm gonna leave this next game in your capable hands, Hot Jukes and Dave, myself and Neptura. Take a bit of a break. We'll join you a little bit later in the broadcast. But boys, I'm excited to see you guys take this one away. Best of luck to MEZEXIS and all of the other teams, and we'll see you guys soon.
Thank you so much, Big Papa. Yo, it's the Hot Dave Podcast. What's up, big brother? How you doing?
Hey, I've noticed you're doing a lot of pointing today, man. Why are you so aggressive pointing at me, today? What's going on? But happy to be here tonight. Season 1 of the Titan series. Of course, we were with season 0. I love that we're continuing on here with the momentum. So feels good, Hot Jukes.
It feels amazing, baby. It's time to have some fun in the sun. Let's get Miramar started here. So let's see and Hyper is going to come in with all 4 here in this second match. That's always something that we want to keep a look at. By the way, you guys see it there at the bottom. Subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. It's a red button. It's really easy to press. Just do it.
It's always interesting looking at teams that don't have all 4, though, right? Because sometimes I feel like they almost play a little better because they're a little more passive, a little more methodical with their movements, knowing the fact that they already have the numbers disadvantage here. What are your thoughts about that here, Hot Jukes?
I think it's a definite factor for sure. I mean, yeah, if you're running in with one player down already, you're definitely going to be focused more on like rotations, getting to that late game, not taking like unnecessarily early fights, and that could definitely aid, especially if that zone kind of comes towards you at the end. So, I mean, we saw in Hyper, they didn't have the most easiest of rotations, but they worked it as 3. And they were able to still pull out that dinner. In my opinion, though, I got to be honest, that was a throw from Ultimate Gaming. They should have just literally full sent it all 4, standing up, and just played it hyper aggressive with their numbers, and they would have probably won that easy.
Yeah, and to kind of go along with your point here, you know me, I'm a big stats guy, so I'm on TitanSeries.gg. I'm looking at the stats, damage per game. After that last game, Ultimate Gaming had 1,500, while in Hyper had 1,100. So definitely agree with you. The potential throw from Ultimate Gaming in game 1. But regardless, Hot Jukes, they are going to be feeling somewhat decent, having a good game all around. So I'm a real fan of momentum in the short sprints. And with only having 4 games total today, it's a short sprint, man. So to underestimate Ultimate Gaming, you're throwing. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to the chat, by the way. I'm talking to the chat. You're actually throwing if you're going to underestimate this team here today.
Yeah, definitely don't want to do that for sure. I mean, I always say it's good to get a chicken dinner in a tournament like this if you're a squad like Ultimate Gaming, because it just makes you just extra confident, right? It makes you feel, oh, it's possible. We can do this. So I think they had the right idea, but they just, at a certain point, you have to realize, man, we got all four up. We got to make something happen. And speaking of that, YKG, Chico's down early, and Joey can't get to him!
Another Got the Winchester 94, my favorite weapon, behind the double barrel shotgun. Looks like Chico was confirmed down there, but if I had to make a prediction, YKG, they should be making the push here, man. They do not like it when you flush and confirm one of their teammates here early on. This is up against Dauntless.
That was a great shot from Dauntless, by the way, to go ahead and finish him so early, so quickly. 24K ready up on top of that hill. He does have that M4. He's just hoping that Dauntless, one of these players, makes a mistake. How long is 24K going to sit up here? In my opinion, all day long. Because he sees Klaus. He knows. There's a chance.
And this is 24K.
Yeah, he's kind of wondering what that little shimmy, though, from Klaus is making him wonder, like, hey, did somebody see me? And I think they did. That's why he checked that other hill, for sure.
Yeah, love the flex, too. With the skin. So it does look like YKG, 24K, their team members in the back line here now going to be grouping up with the vehicles. They might be opting to full send it right now. Yes, they are. Klaus, like you said, spotted from 24K, immediately knocked down. And now here comes the wraparound Fears. M249 in hand up against Dauntless Private with the Uzi. Fears swapping on over to the Tommy gun. Crouch peek right there. Can we clutch Private into the compound, having to reload. Got the reload, and Fears
with 1 HP, and that forces the huge long run. But Private's gonna say, I'm gonna punish your squad. In the meantime, 24K is gonna have to run in the open field. Will that other remaining member of Dauntless catch him on the back end? You can see him driving up to the hill. And he does! And he does! Yep, so a little too much time for 24K. A great defense there from Dauntless. It came down to one shot, though. One little shot would have meant make or break for the squad. Private.
One shot and 1 HP, too, if I'm not mistaken. Private was chunked out, was pieced up and creased up, and we see in the Uzi only 16 more bullets to go. So talk about clutching it out. So Dauntless, talk about making a name for yourself here in the Titan Series Season 1 to take out what some would say one of the strongest teams in the region. YKG right there, Hot Jukes.
100%. So that's going to definitely hype you up if you're Dauntless. Let's see how they finish this game, though. That's no better way to start, at least in my opinion. Let's look at some of the other teams. So far, playing this very quietly. It does look like we see 4 members of from Hyper this game.
Okay. Love to see it. They are going to be somewhat separated. I see Kindness and Graveyard, GK first. Trying to group up with Chiffon. Ooh, a little replay action here. A little replay, rewind. 6 bullets, got the reload, popping on out. Boom, boom. This was that playmaker right there. Able to get into the cover, get that reload. But I like how Private didn't turtle up at that moment. Private got the reload and immediately went back right into the action, Hot Jukes.
Yeah, just immediately had to go for that quick res. And I love how their teammate was able to just get there right on time. Everything just working out for Dauntless in that particular situation. Still a lot of action left to be had. YKG is going to go back to the drawing board, though.
No action for them.
Yeah, no action for them. So 2 rough games so far starting for YKG.
Yeah, and this is a sprint, you know. So already going to be behind a couple pegs when it comes to at least week 1, as there's only 2 more games after this. So if there was ever a team to have the comeback mechanic, though, built in, it is YKG, though. We know they can pop off, not only acquiring chicken dinners, but also massive amount of elim points to go with it. 15. We've seen them with a 19-1, 20 game recently. So that would put them right back in the mix for things here. As a reminder, first place is 10 points, second place 6 points, and third place 5 points. And YKG, they really thrive when it comes to their team fighting abilities and their ability to just rack up the elim points.
That is for sure. Definitely don't want to sleep on YKG. Otherwise, you will regret it. You know, at the same time, though, big opportunity for these other players and teams to take advantage of them, you know, suffering here so far. Because, like you said, it is a sprint, Dave. It is a sprint. And anything can happen here. I mean, heck, we saw, what was it? I think it was it Wall Street Bets that got regulated last season?
Yeah, they got regulated, man.
Dang.
They got regulated. Big time.
The regulators.
And you know who got unregulated?
Who did?
C4. C4
Wow.
up in the mix. Ultimate Gaming up in the mix, having a really solid game number 1. So I love the structure here because it gives other teams the opportunity to really fight tooth and nail to get to the premier lobby here and really showcase all they got. You know, it's a great opportunity here. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Dauntless is one of those teams as well. So good stuff. Good stuff. Dauntless, if I recall, finishing like 7th in the finals. Of course, the finals, that was then, this is now, but still kind of just riding on that momentum here in the Titan series, Hot Jukes. You love to see it.
Yeah, love to see it indeed. Let's see, Blinky, if you can hit some shots. But you know what I did see that did hit was the check, Dave. As we saw C4 Daddy says that his checks do in fact clear. So
that means I should check my account then.
well, maybe I have to check mine. I don't know.
Oh,
We'll
you're
have
getting
to-
checks too. Okay.
I don't know. You said
Okay.
they clear, so I want to start
All
looking.
right, let's go.
baby.
C4. Yeah, everybody.
Hey.
Put the C4
Hey, you know
in
what?
the chat right now. Everybody get the
C4.
chat with you. Spam C4 confirmed.
C4 gonna win this match. I
Yeah.
believe it without a doubt.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time here for them, guys. You know, these guys are just the best in the
They
business.
got coops, dude. They got coops.
Wow.
They got coops. Ooh,
Uh-oh.
talking about who does
Poppy
have coops.
Sour.
Poppy Sour, yeah, looking uphill with that barrel. Illusion is down in the back line, but Illusion should be able to get picked up. This is a very challenging spot to be in because teams that kind of dip into this crater, they can easily be gatekept, and that is going to be up against Hyper here.
And Hyper, man, losing a player earlier. I'm surprised that this setup wasn't a little bit more hashed out. You can see QZ now getting an off angle. The more time you give Hyper to reset, the worse it is for you. And I think we're going to see that right here, right now against K19.
Here comes QZZ driving right into the crater. GK first was pieced up a little bit, peeking their head over this ridge, trying to provide that support. GK first. Poppy Sour just running in the open, getting caught with the M4. That one hurts to watch, but you know what? That allowed QZZ the perfect opportunity to try to bridge the gap right now, Hot Jukes.
Yeah, I mean, now their back is going to be up against the wall. And I mean, this is what I'm saying. It's like you cannot give this squad room to breathe, like at all. You have to, when you ever get them a knock, you have to fish it out. Like, just go push, get it done, because they're going to reset, and they're going to calculate, like, just really take you apart piece by piece. And now K19 is getting punished.
Yeah, and I love how they're keeping GK first on the hilltop, kind of playing that anchor position to make sure that just in case somebody does vault out, they can usually get caught. QZZ, SK12, letting one rip onto Ander.
Oh, yep.
There you go. Illusion trying to cook a grenade on the outskirts of the building. Has been holding on to that nade for a hot minute now. And in the smokes,
Oh, my
no vision
goodness.
here. Done.
Just so beautifully done by Hyper. Yeah, they got knocked early on, but, you know, K19 gave them a little bit of room to breathe, let them get the full reset, and then they just came back with a vengeance. This 3-1 split that Hyper does, especially that angle that we see, you know, QZZ hold, is just, it's brutal.
Yeah.
Golden Eagles, though.
Caw.
Caw.
We're bringing it back. Oh, we can't bring it back.
It's
they're
caw.
They're gone. Oh,
Yeah.
man. Oh, we're bringing it back. Caw. But the thing is, they're done. So hopefully we can give them the eagle call. That's what they're missing.
That's
the
what it is.
eagle call. Give us the eagle calls right now in the chat. They need your support moving forward, as they got 0 points this game. Talking about moving forward, Team Mobility, Phoenix Esports in a little skirmish out here. See Blinky getting tagged and confirmed. And it's going to be Versa. Best mullet NA. Last player alive right now, Hot Jukes.
Definitely the best mullet NA, but we're waiting to see more of that Versa greatness that we've seen in the past. We know what this squad can do. Uh-oh. Yeah, Rushy with the Bugatti. Bugatti trying to catch up on the truck. It is four-wheel drive, though. Versa with the turnaround. He's got the nade. He's got the rock, but not for long because Rushy's about to find this angle. Nice shots. Oh, that nade. Definitely hurt.
Yeah, it hurt. But Phoenix coming out on top right there. Legend still alive. Yes. And Hyper not opting to go on the full hunt right here. They're just going to leave the solo. As now, Chiffon looking to third party the fight that we were just looking at. Rushy now trying to pile back their teammates. I love that we've been seeing Chiffon play, by the way, and Hyper kind of rotating in and out on the squad. But every time we see Chiffon in the mix, like, dude's putting in work here, Hot Jukes. He's not just like a manager coach, just like, you know, being that support player. No, he's in the front lines. He's getting damage. He's getting elims.
Man's got a voice pack for a reason, Dave.
Got a voice pack for a reason, exactly. So I love to see the subs, you know, doing a lot of work when they have the opportunity to play.
I think that's a sub by choice at this point. I mean, Chiffon is a monster, that's for sure. I mean, no offense to any player that he's swapped out for. At the same time, I mean, I'm telling you, we don't see any real difference, right, when he's on the field versus one of the other players. So, I mean, this man, good to go at any minute, showing that he came to play, baby. And we love to see him start. I mean, heck, he was on the squad with only 3, and we saw, right, chicken dinner right off the rip.
Chiffon's that one player that actually takes practice serious, you know? You can tell. So
he is him.
As we get towards that mid-game, 11 teams to go. Phoenix with the elims, 5 at the top. Dauntless still sitting on there. 4. The Panthers. I'm seeing 4. Panthers is a team that really thrives in the chaos here, and one of their specialties is all having vehicles. Everybody on the team has their own individual car, and what they like to do with that is just full on send it 4v4s, isolated team fights in fields. And they try to get the run over, and it's just chaos. But whenever they get involved in that type of situation, they always win. And talking about winning, inactive.
Right in the bucket.
Winning.
And out. He knocked one of the players from Ed Hyper, instantly dipping back for the rest of his team to come help. Ulysses on that off angle is going to definitely have to apply that pressure. Nice shotgun play. Peralta saying, we're going to make sure you get finished. Now he gets knocked. Will he get picked up this game?
Ooh.
Kindness.
Watch yourself.
Oh my gosh, Kindness.
Little tree branch right there, providing some soft cover. Kindness, M16, plenty of ammunition to let these single taps just ring out there. Looks like we are going to be trying to get GK first up. Same could be said for MEZEXIS. A little soft reset right now, Hot Jukes.
Yeah, a little soft reflex reset, but we see Kindness. He's going to have that truck really smoking up, but it does look like he's able to make it to his teammate for now. So buying a little bit of time for the time being. How is the things going to finish up, though? Because now,
Execute.
Yeah, Execute looking to get involved.
One thing I've noticed about Execute tonight is they're not doing their 2-2 splits that they're known for. They're playing a lot more grouped up here so far, so love to see it. As Drago also loves to see Ulysses popping into the bus and easily being spotted right there.
Oh, MEZEXIS gone just like that. I mean, heck, that's what these eliminations do to you, Dave, right? They're so important that you want to go for these third parties, right? When you hear shots and you feel like you can get a chance to kind of steal some elimination points, you go for it. But for all you know, it could be a trap, and you have Execute waiting to third party your third party, and then it's a bad party, Dave. It's not a good party.
No, the worst parties, some would say.
That's
and
true.
Talking about the worst parties, Dauntless, not in a good party themselves. We see them in the elim feed, getting pieced up here just a little bit.
Let's see what Dauntless is going to do.
They're going to be having a rough go of things.
Looks like one of them's looking for a new vehicle. As that buggy is smoking. And Nesquik gonna hold on to it for now, but I think this team right now is just doing some circles, just trying to dictate where they're gonna go in this next zone.
You know, it's only circle 3, and we're already down to 9 teams. That just goes to show you like the early game aggression that these teams are trying to implement here early on within the Titan series. Something we're used to seeing on Miramar,
Phoenix,
so it is
though?
kind of a different vibe here, Hot Jukes.
Phoenix though, with 9 eliminations,
Jeez.
dominating. Yo, Panthers starting off with 5. Is this the Panthers we've been waiting for, Dave? Have they woken up?
They're up, man. They got their claws back. They're ready to go. Casper talking about ready to go, getting some intel in that buggy before making the final call, the final push onto the duo from and Hyper. Looks like Execute are going to be popping out of their vehicles here, looking to get a potential knock. But I did kind of love what they were attempting to do at first. It looked like they were getting ready to send it here. Obviously, they don't have all the intel, but I have been appreciating their aggressive play style here so far in the Titan series.
Man, they are going to have to full send it into this next zone. Lucky for them, a lot of teams are already out, so that's going to give a lot more breathing room when it comes to rotations. But they're going to catch quite a few squads on the way in here, and then Hyper might just be getting set up for Execute.
Here we go. Here comes the push now with the zone now applying the additional pressure. We see Casper cooking a grenade, tossing that one right into Kindness, saying you can have it. Kindness, grenade themselves. Go for that 360 toss, and Kindness with the SK12. You just can't
Oh my
put a stop
goodness!
to this player, man. They already got one. Let's see if we can connect onto Fate. Fate gonna be going into that second story, dropping a molly. But guess what? There's 2 stairs here. Jukes, 2 stairs. Let's see what Kindness can accomplish in the corner, really low with the HP.
What are you doing? Execute. Where's the rest of your team?
Oh.
Why are you trying to 1v1 this Fate? Where's your teammate, bro? Like, this is one player. It's just Kindness, right? It's just a little Kindness. Oh
Whoa,
my gosh, looking free.
Kindness. Not appreciating the push from Execute, saying this is my
Please hit
house.
this. I mean, this is a punt. I mean, this is a
Throw and a half right there. A throw and a half, and you love
Chat,
to
be
see
nice.
it here in the Titan series, because you know what we see in the Titan series? We start to see those rivalries build up here, and I'm talking Season 0, we had players punching out each other. We had players unloading
gosh.
magazines into the crates, you know, the death crates here, and the blood really gets flowing here. And when we're talking about disrespect, I think Execute were disrespecting Kindness with those pushes right there, Hot Jukes.
Oh, yes, they were. And Kindness handled that, to say the least. I'll let the chat handle that. As speaking of armchair quarterbacks, I think they knew what the play was in that situation. Pablo with the nade inside. Oh, he didn't have the gun ready.
Through.
Looking dangerous. Pablo looking for the play. Can he find the opening? Klaus looking for a nade.
Little nade
Rush Pablo
battle
looks
over
good.
here.
Oh, nope. It's going to be just a back and forth until we see the next person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Klaus, the last
hold
one
it down.
alive, too. Now trying to run away. Getting shot in the back from Rush Pablo.
Nice
If
little
I'm
heal.
Klaus, I'm just going to try to survive here, you know? Not really test my luck so much here. But next circle said, forget about that, Dave. Klaus now needs to look for a new rotation to avoid these sidelines from Ultimate Gamers and not get taken out.
I think he sees Klaus. He's gonna pull that. He's gonna pull that weapon out just a little faster. I was up. How did he get in there for free, Pablo?
Okay.
Or maybe Klaus is just too good. Maybe Klaus is
good.
just too sneaky.
Too
refuse to go down.
good. Looking at the zone, though, looking in. C4 down there in the south in a great position to gatekeep the solos that are going to be looking in this direction. So we'll keep tabs on that here as
You know
checks,
what?
like we
I'll
said,
tell you
have
what.
cleared. So
I'll tell you what. With Klaus, you know what?
Mhm.
Klaus does rhyme with mouse, right?
mhm.
And what chases a mouse? A cat, right? And what
Mhm.
does a cat have? 9 lives. Okay.
Mhm.
And maybe Klaus has 9 lives in this situation because he's the last player up.
Oh, that Klaus was the mouse.
Klaus does rhyme with mouse, but
What is the cat?
yes, but it's the cat that chases the mouse. That's Klaus.
Gotcha. Makes
Gotcha.
sense. Makes perfect sense. And not only that, the mouse Klaus still going to be surviving back there because now Ultimate Gamers are now tunnel visioning onto Dope Slayers right ahead of them.
Yeah, they're just going to hold this edge of the zone right now. They're just going to make sure they don't get pushed up on for free. So great idea from them. Phoenix with 11 eliminations, only 2 players up. Well, man, that's one heck of a start for them. Let's see what Nesquik can get started, though, as he's only got 7 seconds on the clock. He's going to have to get in that buggy and go.
With the mini, too. So with the mini, C4 down there south, we're able to, I believe, acquire 2, not 1, but 2 care packages from the sky. So we'll see how they implement that level 3 gear and depending on what weapon they acquired from there. But right now, right here, Dope Slayers, they can hold this down for the time being, but they have the Panthers to the east and Ultimate Gaming to the west. So they're getting in one of these sandwich positions here.
Nice
Very
shots.
short. Klaus Mouse from behind Hot Jukes.
Klaus refusing to go down.
Another.
So many lives.
Another.
Eat your heart out, Klaus. This man is on another level, and he's got the zone, Dave. What is he on?
He's a cat, you know?
Ooh-wee. I mean, this is ridiculous. That is a highlight reel play if I have ever seen it. Klaus, just finish it. Get the chicken dinner here, and you will be etched in PUBG Mobile history forever.
Let's see what Klaus can accomplish here in this match number 2, Miramar, week 1 of Titan Series. Is going to be tossing out of smoke, possibly looking for that Bronco. Maybe repositioning it, using it for cover, but the Cobra striking here, Hot Jukes, with the Tommy gun on the 2nd story stairwell.
Oh, Cobra looking good. The trap has been set, but Alien's going to shut that down for now. Where's the rest of Ultimate Gaming? Robert, he's got that nade locked and loaded. He might be in big trouble. Is the bank open? It isn't.
Ooh, missing bang right there. Missing bang. Robert, not looking behind the truck, Robert. Oh, no. But Cobra is down.
You always have to look behind the truck. Scar, looking to get the res off. Few seconds left on the clock, and they do have the thin side of the zone, so they'll have plenty of time to make it in.
Real Potato looking to get the real pickup here. But look at this, Hot Jukes. The Panthers 4 up, recognizing their advantage, looking to push the compound, the third party with the grenades right now. We'll see how many elims they can acquire over there on their aggressive stance. Up against Bang with the Molly. Chronix with the grenade toss. Chronix is just setting it. Chronix wants to end it.
Where's the rest of the team?
Now, but Bang with not 1, but 2!
Where is the rest of the squad? The Panthers making a mistake by not just full committing their whole team. Quan comes in with a nade at the last second. Actually, he does not.
No.
And the Panthers get eliminated. They had that. If they just committed the whole squad, I think they were worried about maybe a pre-nade or something. But man, great defense there from Ultimate Gamers.
Klaus Mouse might actually win this game, how things are starting to unfold here, Hot Jukes. Might actually be able to do it. As,
it's your time to shine.
Yep, Skur is going to be hopefully getting picked up from Coops as we see a couple smokes over there. But Ultimate Gaming, 70 limbs. They should be able to get the reset, at least with 3 of them up, moving into the late game right now. Uh-oh.
Klaus. Fire in the tree. Looking to get some more points. Etch more into the stone of PUBG Mobile history. Klaus still alive. Ultimate Gaming up top. If Ultimate Gaming crests this hill, they're going to get into it with C4, and that's going to open up the door for Klaus to make an insane play. Nesquik is also by himself in a very precarious position, but guess what? He ain't got the zone, Dave. He ain't got that zone like Klaus does. Klaus earned it. He's behind a bursted vehicle. Do not overpeak this, but just causing a pain to the rest of these teams.
Now, spotting
Zone
JP.
closing. Oh, no!
And the buggy. Oh, the blue
Run,
zone.
Klaus, run!
We're healing. We're healing. We're healing. Can we get the heal off? Oh,
Nope.
Not able to do so. At least we'll be denying a point down there. Dauntless getting taken out, but Coops Jr. popping up with the UMP, Hot Jukes.
Coops Jr. is down, and it's all over. C4 Esports, get that check ready. They're going to win this game right here, Dave. Woo! That's how you do it.
Who else are they sending checks to, though? That's what I want to know because, you know, the zones? Not jukes, the zones?
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Beautifully
For
done.
C4. 5 elims, 718 damage. C4 Esports winning. Match number 2 of Titan Series Week 1. Hot Jukes.
Take it to the bank. Take it to the bank right there. Good to see C4 get a nice dub. I would have loved to see the Panthers make a nice play there at the end of a full send, but instead they go with that 2-2 split, Dave, get punished, and then we just saw the rest of the dominance of the rest of the game there. Klaus! You almost had it, bro. Almost had it. Almost
Let's
had it here.
bring back everybody else and see what they have to say about the Panthers just getting destroyed. Let's be real. Getting destroyed right there.
You know, y'all are hating on the Panthers. I gotta applaud Ultimate Gaming there for using the zone. It stopped just shy of the threshold of that garage door, whatever you want to call it. And they were actually able to, like, they didn't panic. They stayed put, made sure they were hidden. And it was like, oh, crap. You could see the Panthers were just waiting for that push, you know, and it never came. They're laying down ultimately. It sucks for them, but somebody had to go out there, and Ultimate Gaming just played it a little bit better. But I want to take a look at the top of that ridge. You know, C4 going for the revive in that situation with Klaus, like, staring down the barrel. Those are the skinny trees that I talk about in my voice pack. Somehow, some way, able to pick that person up, and it paid big dividends to C4 able to march to the finish line there and pick up that chicken dinner. I thought that was pretty special.
It was
Well,
ridiculous.
Neptura, what did you see that game?
Oh, I mean, quite a bit of stuff. I mean, there was some great coming in here. I think we'll be seeing those in the reel coming on up. I mean, YKG going out like that. Klaus, of course, as well. And Hyper, though, you know, my prediction, RIP, just didn't have a great, you know, they had a hard time. I think a lot of teams were really looking at him. Yeah, you can see them there. Poppy Sour doing some great work there coming in there. I always love that, that kind of like, you know, you had that fight and you come down to that 1 health, even though you got that knock in the end. It was really fun. And we saw a lot of that coming in there for this Miramar, but some great plays coming in here. Super aggressive, I think, compared to Tingle. I think we just had at that 1 warm-up game, and now they are ready to play. Peralta doing, oh my goodness, doing that work, PB. And yeah, it's just, NHP had just a really tough time, but kind it back just a little bit here.
Man, I felt like Peralta would have ducked back in behind the truck there. That would have been a better play, but ultimately MEZEXIS went from a position of strength to eliminate it just like that. How about Kindness holding down the house? Execute, trying to push him, but Kindness was not having any of it. He said, this is my house, and man, I was hoping he could get that pick at the top of the hill too, with Fate kind of looking over. It was really impressive there what he did to hold that down. And then Klaus, insane, absolutely insane in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. It was so much fun, Klaus, actually, because I think he controlled a lot of that top 3. He certainly controlled that zone to some extent. So he really changed the way that the teams played, and maybe even how the outcome was in the end. I mean, he couldn't quite farther than 3rd place, but he definitely put some pressure on those teams going forward.
I mean, look at the way they're controlling that threshold there.
Yeah,
just not peeking, and that Papa Blue playing the big third party on that one, and ultimately not working out for the Panthers here. But, you know, good job from C4 here on the split. Held down both ridge sides there. So we'll take a peek at the results from this one. And as luck would have it, we've got ourselves C4's Esports on top. Dave making the correct call here. You'll love to see that. They'll pick up the chicken dinner as well as pick up 5 elims to go with it. But Ultimate Gaming, in that skirmish with the Panthers, padded their stats some, ending up at 8 elims here. And that's a 2nd strong performance from UG in a row. So you got to believe that when we see the overall, they're going to be sitting pretty when it comes to the overall standings. But taking a look at the bottom of the leaderboard here, again, I think the surprise of the day so far, YKG. But Dave, as you mentioned before, if anybody can come back, you know it is the YKG boys.
Yeah, definitely YKG have the comeback mechanic built in for sure. That is confirmed. So hopefully they can do just that. with 2 more games here tonight. But PB, you were talking about UG. I love Bang and their ability to separate the 4-man unit of the Panthers with that Molotov right in between the two. That was beautiful. That was the heads-up play. And because of that, they're at the top right now.
I really like that a lot. UG able to separate it out. And, you know, I got to say, they've been consistent so far today. So newcomer to the Premier Division, Ultimate Gaming getting it done. A nice balance between elims and rank points so far. You could say the same for Nova Hyper, but I gotta ask. I mean, do they just come back to game 3 with 3 players here, Jukes? I mean, is this a situation where it's just like, listen, it worked out pretty well on Erangel. GK maybe, you know, hit the green room once again. We run it back with 3 here, and Hyper kind of fell apart there, going up against the buzzsaw of MEZEXIS, getting caught out, all kinds of weird angles, trying to pick people up. What happened to Nova that game?
Oh man, I'll tell you what. I don't think they come in with 3. I think they just come in with 1. PP, just kindness. Why not, right? Hey, I mean, he can handle execute by himself, so why not the rest of the lobby?
True.
Not a bad call here. So again, we are getting ready to go to the second half of our show today. But first, we'll take a quick break, stretch the legs, maybe hit the bio, and we'll be back in just a moment with game number 3. We'll see you guys soon.
shotgun. Oh, Joey, best player in the game, PB.
For a while now, so experience is there. We can see it. Well, UMP action sprayed out through the hallway. But MEZEXIS catching a nade, though.
Oh my gosh, nade.
Jump
Nade.
more.
One more, baby, one more.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Titan series. I'm Hot Jukes here, just filling it for V for the next few seconds. Hope you guys are enjoying the show so far. We have seen a lot of action. We've seen some of the squads that we've expected to pop off. That is you and Hyper. Now, what about YKG? That is my question. What do you guys think, right? Do you guys think that YKG is going to go and pop off here? Because Dave said it himself, that there's one team that has that comeback potential. It is them. So, guys, I hope you guys are ready. Let's go ahead and bring back everybody back to the show. PB, what's happening, baby?
Oh, it's happening, dude. I'm, I just figured I'd do some Windows updates mid-broadcast, because why not?
Nice. Excellent.
It felt like it was a priority, man. Microsoft wouldn't get off my back about it. I'm like, all right, I relent. It's time to restart the PC. So we've rebooted. We're here. We're getting ready for the action. We've got game 3 coming up next. I'm super excited to see what happens on Sanhok, and I've got my eyes firmly, squarely planted on YKG. I feel like, it hasn't been the start they were hoping for Season 1. There's still time, though. But I will say that 16.6% of the season is over with at this point. The qualifiers, at least. So, we got 83% left to go, so YKG got to pick it up. And one team that doesn't got to pick it up so far, that's Ultimate Gaming. They're doing all right there. Second and a first so far. I'm very excited to see their performance. And, the interesting thing, it's not even a typo. Check out the top 3 in both games so far. They look to be kind of the same. I didn't even notice that before this little handy graphic from the production crew, but same top 3 from both games. So it's kind of interesting. Maybe a little different order there, but it's okay. That's okay. Anyway, we have ourselves a nice little replay package to break down from our second game. We'd love to hear your thoughts, Neptura. Break down the action. Tell us what went right, what went wrong for some of these teams in game number 2 on Miramar.
Absolutely. Alrighty, let's get right into it. What we got here. Yeah, I just wanted to mention quickly that if, I think it was Execute in the end, if they hadn't partied this, MEZEXIS had this in the bag. I mean, they had these two. They got rid of them. I'm really looking at Lisi's push coming in here. Great group up by MEZEXIS here. Great push here. Just overwhelm that, not allow them to get any sort of revive on. And then, of course, you've got Kindness coming here. And I think it's just really interesting. This kind of nade off between these two. I mean, it was a 1v4. They had to have known that. They did try and get that great nade coming in from Kindness there as well. But look at that. As a 12K, just fantastic work coming in there. You just don't mess with Kindness. I think that's what we're learning here. Certainly with Execute, we're learning. But yeah, it was just kind of a weird play by Execute overall. The initial nade battle was okay, but it was just a very strange sort of half-hearted thing coming in here. And they was able to take full advantage of that. So GG's both teams, but I think Execute have a little learn there from that fight, PB.
I agree. Kindness doesn't, though. I think Kindness
he knows.
really brought his A game here. And I love how, they're third person peeking that corner. And I really like how Kindness was like, listen, not going to allow that. We're just going to push the fight right now. I've got the S12K. Let's get it done. So he put that thing into action. While we haven't seen a lot of DBS action so far, I think it's fair to point out that in the Titan series, we've ratcheted down the shotguns on the map a wee bit so that we might see some more gunplay, So that's a little tidbit for the viewers. But at the same time, when you see a shotgun, you're still picking that thing up. You can see Kindness right there, picked up that sucker and put it to good use. So again, shotgun meta. Maybe slightly toned down here, but I still think we're going to see quite a bit. We've got our third game coming up here on Sanhok. I think it's going to be myself and Dave. Let's get some predictions, though, before we get started. Start with Neptura. Who are you going with for the winner chicken dinner here in Game 3?
You know, come on, we all got to back YKG at this point. I think I almost want to say they may be just holding off because not only have they been quiet, we've not seen from them so far tonight. So I don't know if they're kind of just chilling this week and they'll come back strong next week. If that's not them with YKG all the way for this Sanhok, because it's a map where anything can happen. A team that's not doing so well is very able to actually get a big win over on Sanhok. So if they're gonna do it, now's the time to do it. So YKG all the way.
I like the choice. Hot Juice, give us your pick.
The Panthers. Come on, Panthers. Right? It's Sanhok. This is your time to shine.
Jungle.
Make it happen, baby. This is your natural territory.
Exact.
Is that what a panther sounds like?
Instant replay, Jukes, please.
That's how they do it.
I don't know about that. We're gonna check back in on that later, maybe on that being the actual sound of a panther. I think we nailed Shaggy and Scooby-Doo a bit earlier, but
that's true.
Panthers, I don't know. Dave, give us your thoughts here. Game number 3. Who's taking Sanhok home?
Let's see. Good question. Things are heating up here as we get into match number 3 on Sanhok. So I love the question. Talking about predictions. You guys think I'm going to say this one, but I'm not going to say. I'm going to say Ultimate Gaming. There you go. Ultimate Game. And that's a good pick.
Nice.
That's not like a meme pick. You guys thought I was memeing with C4, but then they won. Just saying. So Ultimate Gaming, it's your time to shine.
At no point have we thought you're memeing, Dave. If the only time we think you're memeing is if you're going cuckoo or wherever that goes. I don't know exactly how it goes, but I respect the pick. Ultimate Gaming, strong so far, and our first overall team in Titan series, so I gotta respect it. If I have to go with a choice here on Nova, you kind of see where I'm going with this, right? And Hyper. How do you bet against them on Sanhok, man? It's like they've played pretty well so far. They got caught out in the open last game, and Hyper's my pick on Sanhok here. But I almost want to make a backup and root for someone else because Nova Hyper is so dominant on this map. It's just like I'd love to see somebody else take it, but I got to go with Hyper to take it home here. So with that, why don't we head off to game number 3? We've got Sanhok coming up next. It'll be myself and Dave, Hot Jukes, Neptura. We'll see you after the game. So excited to talk about it with you. We're going to catch the action here first. In this little elephant zone here. That's what I'm talking about. Dave, what do we think, man? Is we going to get a toxic zone here?
I hope so. That's what the fans want to see here in Season 1 of the Titan series, as all the players are going to be dropping out, playing path out there to the west, PB. But I got to say, PB, real quick, I am impressed with the speed of your Windows updates, because for me, it takes about an hour. You boom, boom, in and out. So I was big impressed right there. But you're picking Hyper. I'm picking Ultimate Gaming. 2 solid picks here today for the winner chicken dinner. Let us know in the chat, because we've been reading chat all night long. Who do you think will get the chicken dinner here on Sanhok?
Take a look at the map here as we hold on this for just a moment. Look at the respect that teams are giving Hyper in the south. The plane went directly over this entire area, and they have a 1-2-1 split going on where they own almost that entire southern island.
Yeah, this is definitely Hyper's terrain for sure. And same could be said with YKG at boot camp. Boot camp being one of those centralized positions, a lot of teams look to take that easy spot right there, smack in the middle. So we are definitely seeing a lot of respect for some of these top dogs, and for good reason, because Season 0, YKG and Hyper, who used to be known as Nova, they were just dominating the lobby here, PB.
Look at YKG already sniffing out Peralta at the top of the hill. They are moving to get into position. Joey climbing up the hill, trying to get in position here. I think somebody called out Peralta at the top early on. I don't know if this is an early play just to try to cut off sightlines or if they actually sniffed him out. We'll have to wait and see, but this could be an interesting one, as MEZEXIS does not have the full squad there to support. So we'll see if YKG able to get on the board early in this one.
Yeah, big true. MEZEXIS are extremely separated, so if Peralta is spotted, they're probably going to be flushed. Inactive is actually across the water, so that support is just not going to be there. But talking about support and talking about who doesn't respect the drop spots here, PB, Execute going to be dropping over here near Camp Alpha. And then we got Dauntless right on the high ground. So we see Fate running around, doing some investigating, but Skipper from behind in private, they got Fate's number here.
They really do. Not a great spot. Fate's been catching himself in a couple of places, actually. He's been caught out a few times now. Not the best performance he's ever had today. Looking to clean that up for sure. But, at this point, he's just trying to disengage and get back to safety.
Yeah, and then especially, I'm all about momentum and kind of snowballing. We saw Kindness last game. Casper had a Garoza versus SK12. Of course, Casper ran into the barrel of the SK12, but a great weapon, right? So let's see if they can bounce back here, PB.
Take a look at our live tracker. Joey did indeed get the finish on MEZEXIS, as kind of thought he might. I'm actually impressed. Like, he just charged up that hill, spotted out Peralta, and was like, I'm just going to go win real quick. Like, not a whole lot of support given. And Execute in very big trouble early on here. They know that Fate's down below, and they just eliminated his support. So Tehran here trying to get the finish.
You got to jump off. Drago still looting in Camp Alpha, just letting their teammates kind of get picked apart one by one in the open. Jason most likely not going to be able to get the pickup. As a solo, Drago, I guess go for placement points here, PB, but that's going to be a challenge. They do have the zone, though, to work with. So there's a ton of water in play. There's about, 25% of circle number 1 is going to be water. So Drago can go passive, turtle up, and just kind of play the snake game. But regardless, with the point system, it's going to be a challenge here.
Absolutely. Execute certainly having an off night. At this point, there's still time. It's a slow start for them, not what they were looking for, but they put together a fourth game with, just getting caught in weird spots, just not ready to fight, not playing together. I'm going to start to ask some questions, man. Like, what's going on? Unfortunately for Ultimate Gaming, they find themselves on the receiving end of a beatdown here. C4 is the one dealing the punishment, and they do opt to split, leaving one behind to get the pickup here. And Bang will try to keep his teammate alive and get back in this fight.
Yeah, 2 top teams here tonight when it comes to day 1. Ultimate Gaming and C4. Skur is going to be pushing ahead, doing some scout action, looking for a position for their teammates to pile up right behind. Rush Pablo and Bang, though, in the vehicle, looking to group back up with their squad mates. This is Sanhok, and looking around, looks like both teams don't really have anybody near them for the time being when it comes to that third-party potential. So we might have the opportunity to get a nice little clean fight here just south of boot camp.
Love the perspective here from Scar. Just being patient, waiting. They know that there's a squad there and just waiting for any one of them to take a step, make some sort of misplay here. And Ghoul running up the hill, likely bringing up the rear, might be the first opportunity to do that. And there he is. You see Skur, knowing there's got to be somebody in behind. Coop seems to be looking right at this stand. Coop starting to make the move here. We'll see when Scar chooses to engage. He's probably going to try to take down the rear after they
We're looking forward here tonight. Love Slugs ready to go. Skur backing up behind the boulder, recognizing, hey, there's a player right here. Oh, not hearing any shots though, PB.
Definitely a misplay there. You got to think that Scar, well, I guess Scar was flushed here. You can see him with low HP. They had the angles to be supporting this player behind the rock, but unfortunately not waiting for the fight to come to them. They run out, immediately get taken down. 4v1 there, not the ideal situation. Ultimate Gaming falling apart here. After 2 strong games, Scar going to try to make it out with his life. And it looks like he'll do just that for the moment, as we got a third party potentially inbound here from Nova Hyper.
Yeah, definitely the one game that I pick them to win, they're falling apart for sure. I mean, that's just what happens here. The cast occurs. So Hyper recognizing, hey, there's a fight up that hill. Hyper are set up, ready to go, lock and loaded. Let's see if C4 could set up a quick defense, because they were the ones just pushing up here. CQZ going to be trying to open this up with some grenades right now, PB.
Look at the, look at the coordination here between N-Hyper versus like a C4 or a UG. I mean, C4 has the position here. They have the high ground, and N-Hyper is just like pushing this. They don't seem to care.
Okay, first.
They have decided to send it.
Ooh. Yeah, this team is really aggressive for sure, and that comes to be the case because of all their experience, right? They just trust each other, and they put in a lot of hours into PUBG Mobile to make these pushes look clean. But it looks like this time around, the aggressive push uphill not going in their favor. Oh, and that boulder. Yep, nice car skin though. I mean, that thing is glistening.
It really is. The sunshine of Sanhok just really makes. I don't like to call out one particular player, but it seemed like she found lagging a bit behind there on the push. Wasn't in a position to be able to support any of those angles, and ultimately just forced to kind of retreat. Seemed like the first three in had a different idea at what pace they were trying to play that one at, and ultimately good positions held by C4 really on all sides there, and C4 now has gotten the better of two different fights so far.
Just calling it. K19 trying to avoid the shots in the back line, but from downtown, Quan with the M4. So the Panthers having a rough go at things last game, kind of getting stuck in a pinch and then separated from the Molly push. Looks like this time around, Sanhok looking a little better here.
Absolutely. I'm kind of curious. Did you happen to see what happened to YKG? They are down to one player right now. They're one of the three squads right now, hanging by a thread. You got Ultimate Gaming, N-Hyper, and YKG. Three kind of beasts in the lobby so far. Two of them from seasons past and known entities here. And then you got UG, the top dog right now in the lobby. All kind of with one, but I missed what happened to YKG. All I know is they've got one player left, and I'm wondering if it's still Joey off running around by himself.
Yeah. Next circle did pop, and it didn't really favor bootcamp too much here. So YKG swam across that channel right into MEZEXIS with Chico in the back line, kind of playing the anchor position. So Chico, the last one alive now. We'll see if they can continue to survive as Phoenix Esports and the Panthers are going to be right on top of them. But over here in the north, PB, Wanted, Vigilantes, and BOPE in a little skirmish.
BOPE's been a bit quiet today. You know, they've been a squad that has historically mixed things up a little bit, gotten into it with a few other squads, and I wonder if it's the lack of Wall Street bets in the lobby.
Ooh,
that was a nice little skipper right there coming in into your kitchen. Daddy seeing some action up top. He's wondering if he should stand up and engage. He's not going to have a choice here before long. Papa Blue about to force some action as BOPE right now gate kept by the Wanted Vigil. Oh my goodness, look at this zone.
Yeah.
Yucky.
Wow.
Not only is it toxic, it's a hard shift, and it's also trisected with this fork in the river. This is really, really nasty.
Yeah, it can still go either way, depending on that water for sure. Daddy will do, cooking a molly, getting ready to toss that on to Fishy. But the blue zone, Papa Blue will be applying some pressure to both teams right here as Christie looks like they're just trying to flush out the remaining members of BOPE, looking for these elim points here.
BOPE doing their best to just kind of chill and play a little quiet. I think they're happy to just stay alive at this point. This is an interesting fight. It's like both teams know they kind of need to finish it, because if they don't, as they run into this blue zone, somebody's going to be catching lead in the butt, probably Forrest Gump style. So I'm thinking they got to try to finish this fight and narrow down where Daddy Wildo is, and they have done just that. Here it is.
Ooh. Okay. There it goes. Yeah, and I believe the reason that this fight was kind of taking a little longer than expected as well is because when Wanted Vigilantes decided to push towards the actual zone without flushing out their tail end, they would have risked the chances of getting backstabbed, you know, from the blue. So
one whole point to the total here, Dave. It's not the start they're looking for. 3 games in, YKG. Certainly a team that can put up some numbers. And we've got Team Mobility just cruising through boot camp, making some noise themselves. Now we've got Dope going up against MEZEXIS, it looks like here. This is a crazy fight.
Yeah, MEZEXIS are doing really well here tonight. We'll see if they can continue on with the hype train. We got Nesquik across the way, trying to throw a grenade, but Remix with the lean peek from the shack. Taking out Nesquik with the UMP.
Oh, that scary Molotov flame. Oh, so close.
Uh-oh, they're on fire.
And it gets them.
That's it, man. That is it.
There's that
Another
beautiful
team.
symphony of DBS's, Dave. We've been waiting for
it.
it.
It's music to my ear. Shout out to Clint right there, you know, trying to Phoenix. All jokes aside, Phoenix have been. Hopefully, they can get the reset as 3 of them.
My pick for most improved between seasons. I feel like Ultimate Gaming's got to be mentioned.
Little cat roar. Right into the sightlines of MEZEXIS, and if you can recall, MEZEXIS actually took out YKG doing the same exact rotation. But the thing is, the Panthers, what they have going for them is MEZEXIS might be occupied with C4, who are making the approach before them. So there's going to be a bunch of teams over here on this east end, PB, with this new circle shift.
They really are. Now it's clear where the looking ultra healthy at this point. He's probably not long for this world.
Yeah, I love the replays too that we've been showing today, because Nate season 1 definitely had like the play of Titan Series season 0, that is. Get to the shorelines, get the heal up. Their teammates right behind him, Chronix and
That was really
Zuko.
impressive from the Panthers.
Beautiful shots in return.
Well, I mean, think about this. I mean, Nate was almost all the way across, almost got taken down, and decides to swim back across where he has a little bit of cover, a little bit of angles, and his teammates can support him. And while they think there's still a solo just kind of fishing in a barrel, they're peeking a little bit more, you know, more than they might, showing their body and ultimately getting pieced up there. And now one of Vigilantes, geez, just getting destroyed. Klaus having a day right now. He is going absolute ham against everyone he goes up against.
Yeah, we saw them hiding behind the trees. Klaus kind of taking shots from the high ground, and I don't believe Wanted Vigilantes knew exactly where those shots were coming from originally, but now they know for a fact Zed will be spotting Klaus jumping on that roof. Klaus looking for that heal with the barrel, and here comes Skipper, the teammate, for the support, trying to hit them toes. We'll get back to that, because out here in the field, Remix onto the Golden Eagles.
I loved that spam through the smoke. He wasn't expecting to actually connect. He hit marker, then immediately was like, oh, wait a minute. There is somebody there. And he continues to aim down the sight. Got a little bit lucky on that one for sure. But now we've got Klaus and Skipper here still holding it strong for Dauntless as one of 2 squads remaining right now with 4 members up. The other being C4. Both of those squads with a significant amount of momentum to go along with their full squads at the end of this game. It's looking really good for both of them. You can't help but mention TP up there with 10 elims as well.
Yeah, the momentum is definitely there, and the team with the high ground is Dauntless, so all these other squad mates or enemies, that is, they're going to have to make their approach uphill. So we'll see how Dauntless are able to do so. But the Panthers from behind finally breaching the shorelines, rolling up right behind MEZEXIS.
trying to get cover behind the skinniest of skinny trees, and Quan's going to have to lay down some cover fire here. I don't know if he's going to be able to get it done. The Panthers looking like they may be in trouble at this point. Chronix on the push, Quan on the off angle here. Chronix goes down, and the Panthers down to just one as Enhyper eliminated. My picks are faulty today, Dave. The prediction machine is broken. My luck ran out last season, apparently.
It's all right. We're not keeping track. We're not keeping track as Ulysses is going to be making their way up the hill. Last one alive for MEZEXIS. 11 elims on MEZEXIS, just overtaking Dauntless for a brief moment. Now they're both tied. Got the blue zone to apply some additional pressure. And PB, this is looking like a Dauntless win here, if I've ever seen one.
I mean, if they don't get it done here, I don't know what's going on, but that is it for MEZEXIS. Back to the lobby. Pretty solid performance from them, though. You got to tip the cap, but it's all up to C4 right now, and I believe this is the second time that it's been JP 47 as the last remaining member, and he knows it's a 1v5 at this point, and tall task ahead of him. I don't know that he can give himself up super easily here without exposing himself, so we'll see if he can get the clutch done.
Yeah, you got to give it to C4, though. They have been consistent here so far. I know we only got 3 games played, but still completely different from what we saw last season around. As Skipper knows exactly where JP is attempting to toss the molly, flush him out, but JP is holding it down.
Does he? Because he might have thinks he cleared that spot now. He threw the molly, but never actually committed or looked in this direction, so he may think that this is clear at this point. And now you'll see JP try to give himself up to the zone. I think he's looking for a flush right now, trying to maybe get a knock and a finish on somebody, add another point to the column. You gotta like C4's placement, though, after this one, Dave. I mean, they've been consistent, like we've said, all day long, placing in the top 3. They've won a game, and now we're looking for a second place here. So I like the way they've shown up today. Definitely, I've been worthy of your predictions so far.
Yeah, for sure. And this is a team that had to qualify, right, in Season 0 through the qualifiers and Challenger, and now they're here in the Premier League. So definitely a good start to the season for them, earning their spot as JP, down and out, Dauntless with the winner chicken dinner. That's what it's all about here, PB.
Absolutely, Dauntless, an impressive performance today. And this has been a team, I said at the beginning of the broadcast, they're kind of a sneaky dark horse pick for me. Like, they have these pop-off performances, and it always seems to be spearheaded by Klaus. If he pops off, which he has the last 2 games, this is a team to be reckoned with. And as you can see, they pick up the dub here on Sanhok, and not only do they get the dub, they put up 14 elims in an incredibly strong performance here. They really do a great job putting themselves on the top and letting people know in this lobby, like, hey, we're here to play. We aren't messing around today. And I think both Dauntless and C4 have really kind of made it known that, like, we're not messing around. We're here to win this thing. They put teams like Enhyper and YKG on notice.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised with some of these heavy hitters from Season 0 not really performing here tonight so far. I'm wondering if it's just them kind of underestimating the challenger teams and not putting enough man hours into studying and trying to pinpoint exactly their play style here, because they're definitely getting pieced up here tonight, PB, and I'm surprised. YKG and Hyper doing a little better. Execute, yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like a change of pace here this evening.
I agree completely, Dave. You got to wonder if it's a little bit of fatigue as well. These players are playing competitively every single day, and part of that, is by design. Obviously, we're scheduling the Titan series around, the PMPL, the major tournament series that PUBG Mobile is putting on. But the idea is we want to give these players reps. We want to give them practice and give them the ability to put on the best possible show at PMPL. So where, NA takes it to globals and, hey, maybe we win a game. You know what I'm saying? So why don't we bring Jukes back in? Let's talk about it a little bit. Game 3 in the books here. And you gotta love the performance from C4, falling just a bit short. But Jukes, what are you thinking of Klaus and Dauntless so far?
Woo! I mean, these guys are on fire. Klaus has lit the spirit of this squad up. I mean, it's ridiculous to see that kind of performance. I don't care who you are, right? I mean, you cited at the start of the day, PB, that this was your dark horse, and I mean, they have shown why. I mean, this is a crazy performance here in the Sanhok.
Absolutely. Neptura, again, you've been on the C4 train quite a bit. They've been performing pretty well. What do you think?
I think they're doing really, really well. I'm loving this momentum because especially coming up, I mean, obviously they won't know specifically which team this was, but they're a pretty good idea, and it's really a scary team to be going up against, you know? So for C4 to come straight up from the challengers in still and NHP, that's the name. Going up against NHP with just such gusto is really, really nice to see. It's very, yeah, it's exciting to see some of these teams coming through and really not backing down at all. So loving what we're seeing from C4 at the moment. Dauntless as well. I mean, Klaus, that's got to be 20,000th kill so far tonight. I mean, just an amazing bit of work coming in from him, and the Panthers as well, as you said, Jukes. They're picking up speed. They're doing some good stuff. So yeah, really, really good stuff we're seeing from these guys. Really good stuff.
Roar, or more of a meow there
Roar.
from the
I don't know what
Panthers.
that
I really like that play on the replay a minute ago with Nate kind of doubling back and really kind of regrouping, letting his team pick himself up before they made it across. But I mean, geez Louise, look at Klaus here, top of the mountaintop, just ripping teams apart. And again, I was hoping for some clutch action here from JP, but ultimately taking a knee, sitting. We got Dauntless picking up 24. That's going to be nice to add to the total. One team we don't see on the first standings. MEZEXIS coming in clutch there in third spot overall, picking up 16 total points. We also have the Panthers down in fifth place rank-wise, but look at the elims, man. 11 elims. The Panthers adding to their total as well. But again, looking at the bottom of the tables, you got to wonder when Execute, when YKG are going to turn it around. Even Dope Slayers having a bit of a slow start, more than you would think. Same with BOPE. Quiet all around from some teams that you'd think are kind of perennial players in this region. We'll have to wait and see if they actually turn it around. So let's bring up the overall standings and see how it has shaken out. And would you look at this? We got ourselves a game here. We've got not only a tie for the top spot. Dauntless is actually currently sitting in the overall lead. They do have the tie break by Chicken Dinners. So Dauntless, after that performance, looking freaking good. I knew they'd be close to the top, but I didn't think they would take it over this quickly. But also TP off the strength of their elims. I mean, look at that, 25 overall. They've been in the action. And again, Jukes, we talked about it at the top of the broadcast, how important getting into the mix, even if you're falling a bit short on rank, is. You can see only 10 rank points here for the Panthers, but they've been your choice all day long. Are they going to continue with this and continue this aggression that you're seeing?
Yes, sir. It's about time. So I kind of gave them that earlier because they were kind of not, too fierce, but then now they're like, they are getting their claws into the rest of these players. I love to see that from the Panthers. By the way, gotta give you a heads up. I love the way you guys organize your match rankings, like just boom, by how they actually finish it out. I mean, it's so beautiful because you see the Panthers, even though they go out in sixth place, they still put up a ton of points through those eliminations. I love it.
Thank you, Jukes. Appreciate that. Dave, any thoughts here as we kind of wrap up our thoughts on game number 3?
Yeah. Analytical breakdowns, but another thing that I do love seeing here about the Titan series is that Phoenix Esports not getting any. And we see them at the top leaderboard. So all I want to see from this squad in particular, one chicken, and then boom, they're at the top, baby.
You can't give me the caca credit. Come on, man. That was all all season 0.
I think you got it.
So I'm not owning this one, dude. I'm not on the freaking Golden Eagles payroll here. Come on, Dave.
I don't know.
That's the Dave caca. I'm just saying.
That is the Dave caca.
I mean, come on.
Power bank zoinks.
That's season 0, Dave, though. We're on
Zoinks.
season 1, Dave, now.
You know? Anyway, we've got a great game 4 on deck for you all. I'm excited to have Neptura break down the action for us. Once again, though, we've got no replays though for you. But yeah, give us your thoughts anyway.
I just
what
said
were the
I love
key
it. No, we don't
moments
have it.
on game number 3?
mean, and what we were talking about is that, the Panthers doing some really, really good work coming in here. We're seeing it bit by bit. They're starting to be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more playing as a team against a lot of other big teams and getting those points, getting those elims. So really good work from the Panthers. And as you said, Dave, did you say the Phoenix? No, it was Phoenix. You said, yeah, they are also bringing up some really nice points. Not so much placement, but getting those elims. We saw it particularly game. I remember them doing some really good work. A few of those teams in those final zones. So overall, we got a couple of teams who maybe were a bit quieter coming into season 0, but coming into tonight, season 1, they're bringing a whole new game. So looking very, very good. Sanhok was very exciting. Makes me very excited for the last game tonight.
Erangel coming up. Neptera, thanks for the breakdown as always. And you mentioned Phoenix Esports. I'm thinking, Jukes, Dave, they just need to get a zone. They can get a zone. They're playing great on the gun skills, man, but they're always having to move. So I'm looking for their IGL to put them in a better position earlier on to try to get them rotated into a compound that they're trying to defend, maybe edging in on the circles. But there's always a squad that seems to be between them and their destination. And so hopefully they can get better position here on this 4th game on Erangel. But, the Phoenix Esports group looking good so far. You got to love it. But before we go to our 4th and final game, we're going to take a peek at the maps coming up. And while we're doing that, let's take a peek at some predictions. Neptura, hit us first with who you got in this 4th and final Erangel matchup.
It's honestly between C4 or Phoenix, because we were just talking about Phoenix. Now, Phoenix will be risky because, as you said, they need the zone. They need a zone, and then they're going to go really, really ham. But I don't know. So I'm thinking, come on, Phoenix, let's go for it.
Love it. Phoenix it is. Mustache Dave, give us your choice, if you would.
Let's think about it. Last game of the evening, who's been just dog water tonight? I think they're going to come back last game, and it was all planned. It was intentional. 3 games, they want their opponents to think, hey, we're just chilling. No, this last game, YKG, winner chicken dinner with 15 elims minimum. Minimum.
Ooh.
YKG, don't let me down. Don't let me down, please.
Don't let him down, but you've been dog water tonight. Just wanted to pass that along. So
It's the truth.
From
Sometimes you just need the
dog water.
Truth hurts.
All right.
Truth hurts, baby.
Truth hurts indeed. Yeah, you got to respect Dave for spitting facts. Now, let's go on to Hot Jukes, man. What do you think? Who are you predicting here in game number 4? Who else has been dog water that's going to turn it around?
Execute. I mean, I'm going to go with Execute. That was just a pure coincidence. Just to give you guys an example, in that Miramar match, this was Execute. This was Kindness. Ow. That happened, right? So, I want to see this be Execute and this be another team. You know what I'm saying? In this last match. So just giving you guys those visual examples. And who knows, we might see them go up against Phoenix, since they do like to land close to each other on Erangel.
What a fantastic visual it was, Jukes. Thank you for bringing that to the broadcast. We have ourselves some dark horse picks in the form of favorites for the tournament. Could Execute, and a wonderful pick at that. So for me, I'm looking at Dauntless to come through with a W. They've had glimmers of hope in this one. They've had fantastic individual performances, had some clutch plays. They've had high kill games. I'm looking for them to put the whole puzzle together here, and they're going to do it here on Erangel. I probably just cursed them. My picks today haven't been so hot, but, could do YKG as well. But, again, show me something first, boys. I'm excited to see you get with it. It's time to course correct and make it happen. But, again, I'm gonna roll with Dauntless here for our 4th and final game.
Good pick. They've been popping off.
I don't know how it's going to work, my friend. I really have no clue. But we are just going to listen to some M4, name that gun.
That's that M4, baby. Love to hear that.
Nice work, squad. We did it. Yeah, let's bring in some M4 audio. Let's hear. Let's pull it in. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that an M4?
Good sound.
That's 6.5 M4s.
Yeah. Agreed.
It's like the stock of an M4. He's just throwing it.
Yes.
We are getting prepped for our fourth and final game tonight. The Titan Series, if you guys haven't checked it out online, you can go to titanseries.gg, find all of the latest action, find all of the latest statistics, who's doing what in the league. Very excited to continue to make that site better and better as time goes on. But definitely, if you're looking to keep up with the action, follow us on social media as well at Titan Series GG everywhere on social, and you guys will basically be clued into everything happening here in the Titan Series. So look at that. Follow us on social media. Boom. We did it. One in a row.
Heck yeah.
All right. It is time to hop into the action here for game number 4. And I believe it's myself and Hajukes on the call. So Dave, thank you for your services tonight. You were fantastic. And Neptura, thank you again for your services. We'll see you after the game to break things down. But it's time to hit the map. No more M4 sounds. We're going to hear the sound of parachutes here shortly. We take a peek at this one. Again, I'm just rooting for the most toxic of circles that you could possibly imagine. I want plane paths that are in the ocean and don't even go over land, huh, Jukes?
Woo! Bring it. Bring it. I'd like to see that. That'll definitely mix things up. I'm still praying for the Zarky finish. I am still true to that. I haven't seen it in way too long. Come on, Zone. One time. Let's take it up to the northwest.
Northwest, Zarky. I could do northeast as well. You don't see a whole lot of Stalber circles either.
That's true. That's true. Stalber, I don't know why. It just doesn't like to go to the corners of the map. But sometimes it likes to go to the south, PB, and that's where this plane is headed. Does that mean a military finish?
It might. Yeah, it very well might. That's one of my favorite places to end the game, is at the military base. This is my favorite place on the map for sure. And always love when the circle closes in on Sosnovka military base. Acknowledged. You know what I'm saying?
Woo! I love it. I love it. That police station. I know that's the place you love to see, PB. That's your number one hot drop.
Da.
Who's going to go there now, though? That's the question. Dauntless,
I don't know.
maybe?
If I have to judge by games past, I'm just going to say nobody. Nobody seems to like dropping south. I don't know what the deal is, but I love it. But it probably has something to do with those two very glaring choke points coming across to the north via the bridge. And, it probably has something to do with it. But it looks like Dauntless may be venturing a jump to the southern island here. Look at that.
You did pick him. You did pick him, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him. Let's see where we are headed. Dauntless going to military base. Now, where's the zone going to go? That is the question. As we see a nice little western plane path. Not quite fully down the middle. Hopefully we see no teams.
Give us that southern zone, Jukes. Southern
I want to see it. Give it to us. Military. Military. Come on, please. Por favor. No. Zarky! Zarky!
Hey, yeah, you're right. Zarky's in it.
Could this be the day? Could this be the day, chat? Please send us your energy.
Look at Phoenix, though, with the split drop here. They've got company on both sides right now. They've got to deal with Execute, just like we saw in that first game. But they also are right smack in the middle of Dauntless. And again, they have, what they feel like is probably an easy loot-up session. But maybe not anymore.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow, that was efficient.
Goodbye.
YKG is, again, I thought they might turn it around. They've already got 2 points on the board. That was just like pop, 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 run them over, and just like that, we're in it.
Goodbye.
Execute, though. Down a man early. Phoenix picking up a point there as, once again, they were caught in the transition.
Wow. I mean, YKG turning it up, getting those early points. That's on the Ultimate Gaming. They had a great start.
Sheesh.
They did have a bad couple last games, though, and because of that, they're going to go. Joey gets caught, though, by that MP5K. Here comes, isn't that a Scorpion? It doesn't matter.
Sorry, Scar, bro. He didn't have time to loot, man. He's rocking like a pistol. Like, I'm out of bullets. So it was a great heads-up play here to push that, go back and find, the stragglers from UG. And this is the start that YKG was hoping for, They able to pick up 3 elims early on. I don't know where the 4th is from UG if he's still in the area, but at this point he's turning tail and trying to hide.
Yep, he's running for the hills, that's for sure. Hopefully the hills of Zarky towards the end. Come on, PUBG Mobile. Give it to us. Klaus shooting, possibly even shooting at his own teammates, looking to hype them up. He does have that Bizone PB, and he has been on all night.
Absolutely. So Dauntless, an interesting one, finally going south, and the zone doesn't really respect it. They're like, we're just gonna go as far north as possible. Y'all are gonna have to deal with it. We're just gonna hit some rocks in the meantime down on the southern island. So
why not?
Why not? That's what it is.
Kick rocks, dude. When in doubt, kick rocks. The Panthers, they've been kicking up something though this tournament, getting a ton of eliminations. I mean, this is the Panthers I've been waiting to see, so I'm excited to see them just continue on with that momentum here, PB.
100%. We are checking out here K19, and looks like they've got a little sharing going on here inside of Yasnaya.
It is carrying.
TP, man. This is an interesting one. They've been so aggressive and just wanted to fight this whole time. It's really paid off for them. They're tied for the lead right now. Overall, I guess they're in it, considering they've got 1 point on the board already. And, I love it. They picked off one from K19. This is normally a spot where teams are down to just, loot up in peace and disengage, and TP's not having it, man. They're trying to get that top spot on the leaderboard.
100%. Yeah, they're getting into those early engagements, something I love to see, something I've been waiting to see, and they're actually winning them. I mean, because that's been the big struggle, right? It's like they go for these early engagements, they lose one player early on, maybe even two, and then they're forced to just kind of just sit on their hands the rest of the game. But this time, they're grouping up really well. They're starting off strong. I mean, everything just looks good. It's just how they finish. I think that Miramar, I'm still irked by that Miramar push towards that door. I think that's the play that you have to replay as a squad. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the one you do in VOD review and talk, how do we fix this?
Yeah, you got to run it back sometimes and just see what went wrong, how it can be fixed. And, you don't always make the best plays, but having a little bit more context from those replays can certainly help out. And looks like MEZEXIS into it again here. Peralta down on his knees once again. Peralta
Classic
says, save me. I'm safe, guys.
He is screaming.
Maybe not.
He is safe. Uh-oh. Well, I don't think the rest of the team knows it because, I mean, Golden Eagles, they're hungry for blood. They got the taste in their mouth, and they are not letting go.
Inactive, though, taking down Mizuki here. They're trying their hardest to fend off this push. Golden Eagles, what the heck? Some interesting driving happening here from MEZEXIS, but look at this nade. Can they squeak it through a window or a doorway?
Oh, I think it's squeaking. Oh, so close. So close, yet so far. Baby Tang just looking to get healed up, and this squad's looking to get ready for the rest of the fights coming up. As MEZEXIS, I think they're gonna just call it and run.
Got to do it sometimes.
Can't blame them.
This season remix. Off to the races. They're going somewhere else, seemingly a bit more safe. Golden Eagles getting taken down. Apollo on the finishing end of something there. So while they're successful on the push, they also lose one.
Why?
A great question, Jukes. I just saw it in the kill feed. Was like, oh, they got one down. Why? And then the finish with the sniper rifle.
Tunnel vision?
Looks like up here on the hill, maybe TMGG, little mobility action.
Let's go.
Picking them from range.
I don't see Trey on the board, so interesting. Team Mobility's mixing things up. Jason, by himself.
He's sending it.
Oh, that hurt. Is it Jason's time to shine?
The sad part is he doesn't know. There is another one following it up, though. He throws it and just misses.
It's kindness. Not again. Not like this.
This guy's going to have nightmares. He's going to wake up screaming in the middle of the night. Kindness! No!
No!
Kindness!
Stop!
That's what's going to happen.
Perfect.
Unfortunate for Execute, man. They are out first here in this fourth and final round. Have they scored any points today? It's not looking great for them. Starting off here, week 1 of the Titan Series Season 1. They have had a brutal week 1, just getting caught and twice now running into the Hyper Buzzsaw.
All right. Well, I believe, going up into this game, they've had 5 points. So, not the start that Execute wants.
It's 5 more than I thought they had, Hot Jukes.
That's true. You know what? I hope this zone, though, goes towards Sarky. It's
still in.
It's enough.
It's got one warehouse that's still in.
I'll take it, baby. Come on. One more hard shift. Let's do it.
Oh, let's go. Man, we got a little interesting action brewing at Hospital here. Is this 3 teams or no? It's just 2. We got Dope Slayers on both sides of the Hospital holding it down, and they know they've got a shorthanded team potentially in here in MEZEXIS, or at least we know they're shorthanded. 2 players right now in Ulysses and Remix trying to just be ignored, essentially. Like, leave us alone. Allie, though, ain't having none of it. She's scoping this out, and Dope Slayers on both sides of the Hospital right now. So, see if they choose to collapse.
Ulysses looking to stir up some trouble. Just kind of 3-peeking for Dow, not wanting to give away his position. Can't say I blame him. Things get spicy. Hayuya trying to catch.
Oh, bummer.
Gold Eagles. Tire. Gone. Goodbye.
That's a bummer. Lings just drives by, and that was like the easiest kill ever for Dope Slayers. Just spins out the vehicle. He's standing in an open field about 100 meters from the nearest piece of cover. And it's just like, I'm just going to stand here. What do you do?
Beautifully done, though. Oh, my goodness. Like, that's what you're supposed to do, right? If you see a buggy go by, just knock out one of those tires. He's going to spin out, and then it's just easy picking. So, nice heads-up play there from Dope.
Absolutely. We got the rotation going by from BOPE, and Allie's got to keep the head on a swivel here to make sure that they don't redirect as they see one person standing on the ridge. Interesting if we take a peek at the active scoreboard there on the right. 2 teams that have not performed to their liking so far today, and favorites currently top in the standings. The familiar faces of YKG and Hyper.
Let's see what Team Mobility's going to do, though, against Wanted Vigilantes. Nice full send here. Versa does go down. The mullet is down, but Mambe's there to clean things up. And the rest of the squad should be just full sending up top here. Oh, Wanted Vigilantes player does jump down. Oh, gets third party too. It's over.
He tried it.
He did. You got to go for it sometimes. That's for sure.
Is it Hyper looking to roll up here?
Uh-oh. Yep, third party City. Oh, that nade hurt. Bombay real bad. And then Hyper smelling that blood in the water, and they are coming to clean up these 2 squads.
I love this recognition by Hyper, seeing the action from afar and saying, you know what? We've seen some names in the kill feed popping up. It's time to crash this party, and just like that, they do. Out of here. Wanted Vigilantes are back to the lobby, and now nothing left to do but take down Mobility. But Chiffon down early in this fight.
Yeah, Kindness trying to see if the bank is open. Oh, beautiful nade.
Nice
it's only a
nade.
matter of time. Yeah, I think they're in big trouble. Blinky running for his life, somehow surviving. And as his teammate goes down, Blinky still up. Remember the Blinky plays, maybe? The Blinky screen time?
Uh-oh.
Blinky on fire. And goodbye.
That is counterproductive to winning a 1v4, is lighting yourself on fire. Not that he had a lot of choice there. He was pinned pretty deep in that corner. But Nova Hyper picking up some more points as Golden Eagles look on from afar. Will they challenge it? Probably not, as they're shorthanded. But definitely fans of the crash there. And Hyper, though, really taking advantage of that opportunity and putting up points on the board. So we see Phoenix starting to get into it now with Dope Slayers. They got him on the rope.
That's 6 points for them already, so... And Hyper off to a monster start. YKG have 3, so a little bit of noise from them. No noise from Execute? Still?
None at all. Very silent from Execute.
Very silent from them, but from these 2 teams, they're coming in hot. Uh-oh, Phoenix looking to get in the mix against Dope at the Hospital. That's the place you definitely want to be if you're going to get into a fight like this.
This is exactly where I was pointing out earlier. Allie standing alone on this hill. You had to figure somebody rotating by is going to see them because there's no cover at all. And if they choose to crash up on it, I mean, you might be able to get an exchange, but it's just so hard to support your team if you're chilling in the hospital or nearby. Very vulnerable position, and they stayed there just too long as MEZEXIS, able to hold them off from the hospital for just long enough for Phoenix to capitalize on this position. And now Phoenix in the position where, do we crash on this hospital or do we clear out? So choices to be made right now, and it looks like they're choosing to disengage. You can see the mini map there. They're starting to maybe choose to go elsewhere as they have to rotate on to South Georgia Pool right now. See where this next zone goes.
Well, they go up to the northwest. Come on, baby.
Hard shift,
One time.
Hard shift. Hard shift. Ooh.
Boo. Shooting range finish, though. Should be fun. Lot of open range. That big sloping hill from shooting range is still available. So you're going to see teams full sitting it on there from now. Oh, here goes YKG. On to Tronic. He's in trouble. He's got a shotgun, though. Over and under. Is that Joey with a DBS? Uh-oh.
He's got a shotgun and a dream.
Bop! Oh, Tronics, that was it. That was your chance. He's got the over and under. Pieced up
What
for
an
Chico.
incredible angle. I mean, is that coming through the offside window there?
Yep.
I mean, that's just really impressive from... I mean, look at that. Wow. That was a really nice push by YKG. There was only one spot in the house he could go to have any semblance of cover, and that angle was covered from the outside on that off angle. So really nicely done by YKG. And K19 sniffing around, maybe thinking about rolling up here.
Uh-oh.
Chico spotted it out, though, and he's let him know.
Yeah, you want to let him know real quick. You do not want a team pushing up on you in this position. You want to be able to roam, look for a better spot, and that's exactly what YKG is going to do. Will they catch K19 slipping, though? Legend is very stuck at this rock.
They split him.
Oh, I don't think they saw him by the rock.
They know. The cars, though, gives them away.
Yep, found him.
Saw him. It's over now. The Sharks are circling.
Dun.
Man, inevitable outcome there for K19. Great job by YKG to recognize. Even though they didn't see him, they're like, that's one too many buggies that we're driving by here. There's got to be somebody in the area. And sure enough, another pass-through proves to be the case. And just like that, they get Scooby down as well. Like Zoiks. You know what I'm saying?
Zoiks. Zoiks Scoops. Come on, baby.
YKG putting up numbers. We still got 32 in the lobby and already 8 points to the side of YKG. We had a prediction of 15 elims, I believe, from them this time around. I think Dave threw that out there, so I'm liking the choice so far.
I'm liking it as well. So YKG already with 8. Monster play. Oh, I thought that was a Car 98 for a second, but it is a mini.
An M-I-N-I.
No? Yeah. M-I-N-I.
Yeah.
One Quattro.
100%.
Oh, got him. Headshot.
Oh, yeah.
Nice shots there from Sonic.
That was not an easy shot to hit, and he connected on multiple of them. QZZ getting pushed from the other angle as well. Fuego trying to get the finish here for BOPE, and it's not looking good for N Hyper. They're going to lose a man here in all likelihood.
Oh! G first with the big AMR.
C4 just got caught asleep at the wheel, man. This is not a spectator sport, this PUBG Mobile. Somebody was caught spectating there.
Yes, sir. Goodness great. He's hungry for more. He's looking for it. He's got the gun to do it, too. Hopefully no vehicles drive by him because... Ooh.
Look at the follow-up, dude. I love the quick finish there as well. The knock. I mean, hell, did Skur run to get a grilled cheese sandwich? Like, what happened? I mean, is he like, I got some dinner to whip up. I got to go to the bathroom. Like, I don't know what happened, but he certainly looked to be away from the controls at the moment. And Hyper and YKG racing each other right now as far as elims. Here's their 8th on the board.
An easy 8th, too. Looking real good. So, nice quick
how many solos there are in the
gosh. A ridiculous amount of solos. Oh, my goodness. And Hyper still out there full squad up. Klaus, the all-star, taking down Onder. And down goes K19. Oh, the box being shot, too? Toxicity.
You can't count them out just yet. That was their first time getting on the board. They just haven't found themselves in a position to get into the action so far. But with a full squad and a little bit of momentum carrying over from the last couple of games, you got to like Dauntless's chances here as they move into this next circle. They were north at shooting range. We'll see where this next zone goes. It's going to be closing here in just a minute or so. That'll be very informative. BOPE really likes this under the bridge position. They often take it up. And we'll see if the zone goes here, but I feel like they might be a little too far on the edge at this point. The circle is definitely moving away.
Uh-oh. Looking for that final player as he goes for a nice little swim. Next zone. Oh, all the way to the side of shooting range. YKG are going to be one of the first squads to get there, and Hyper as well. So the two titans of this game so far, right? Tournament. Not so far today, but YKG looking to make some noise here at the end.
Definitely need to. I mean, it's still wide open. They've got, you know, the majority of the points have been sucked up by 3 teams so far. And that's, you know, UG, C4, and Dauntless at this point. And then you also have the Panthers in the mix. Nice nade here from C4. C4's been impressive today. Not going to lie, JP, you know, I haven't noticed him standing out through the games, but he's always alive at the end. So that's, you know, something to be said for his personal survivability. You got to love that that quality of having somebody always alive at the end of the game, put you in a position to score some points.
Definitely. All right, you definitely want to be able to make it there. Chico punishing Dauntless now. Best performing team in the lobby so far. Almost gets ran over, but instead is there with the DBS. Does get shut down. Only one player up the left for Dauntless. But it looks like YKG get eliminated by Dauntless. What?
You know, this came down to a matter of 2 HP. On the entry on that vehicle right there, YKG comes up over the crest there with the DBS, fires 2 rounds, and it clips him down to about 1 or 2 HP. If he picks up that entry frag, that's 1 less gun firing back. I think it swings in the favor of YKG at that point. But it wasn't meant to be, man. This is Dauntless's game, and they're going to have an opportunity to get back to full strength. And believe it or not, they might be able to get there without Hyper crashing on them. And we see the next circle take shape. No one's in it, but Dauntless has the closest path to the top part of this circle.
Dauntless, it's not just their game, it's their day. I mean, they are having a monster performance. They take out YKG, they get the zone here. I hope they just loot up fast, get in that zone, and then this is their game for the taking. They got the high ground.
They got the high ground. They've got the circle at this point, so you love their positioning at this point. Nova Hyper, though, really interesting from their perspective is they've got a large swath of ground covered with their little convoy. They have a pretty good idea of where these other teams are at this point because of how widespread their team was.
C4 still looking to have a great finish on the day. They already have, to be honest. They've had a great start. Looking to get that finish. This rotation's not going to be easy, but you can see them full sending in that Tesla. Trying to get that next spot is in Hyper. They look to find their position where they're going to sit for the rest of the match.
Good connection there from GK. Lands the headshot. Up comes C4.
JP.
I'm impressed, man.
UMP. Kindness, though. Tried to survive, but C4 putting on a clinic. Really getting it done here. Oh, it's because Shifan's also split. Focused on Phoenix. All by his lonesome, so it's just Shifan up for Hyper. Can he do the 1v3? Not the molly.
That's not a spot you want to be in.
Gets caught.
Like caught with your flaming bottle of alcohol out.
That's true. I mean, Shifan does like to party. But just, you know, partying at the wrong time. That does hurt.
Well, got a Dauntless squad full strength, and once again, moving to the final circles. C4 still in the mix. Phoenix in the mix. Golden Eagle's still up, cawing. Consistent performances, though, today from a lot of these teams. And it's some new faces, so I'm loving the mix-up here.
I do, too. I mean, Dauntless, Klaus he's on my radar now for sure. Especially after that last game. And now he's looking to finish strong. Shots! Go for those tires, buddy. You got it. But it looks like Golden Eagles are able to call their way to the next spot. Baby Tang is out. Not without being hurt first.
They got an off angle here, and nasty one coming in from the side. There it is. Who is it off to the right?
It's Coops Jr.
It's Coops.
Oh, never mind. It was the rest of C4.
Yeah, C4 was like, somebody is out there with a nasty angle. But this is Dauntless's game to lose. They've got the zone. They've got the numbers. They've got a hill. And they should be able to patch up and get Private here back into the fight. Ghoul's got a good angle, but I don't know if they're going to fire through the smoke here.
Let's see how this ends up finishing. Rushy looking to get into it. Pre-firing through the smoke, but gets caught by Skipper.
That was a big elim right there. That was the only real threat in the near, the foreground here. And here's the final fight. We're already into it. It's C4 and Dauntless here to wrap up day number 1. Dauntless firing at his own man. I mean,
let him know.
It's cool.
Let him know, hey man, you should be looking in the other direction because a Tesla's coming for you. And he gets eliminated. It is now an even playing field. C4 versus Dauntless, 3v3.
I mean, this is a meme and a half if I've ever seen one. That Dauntless is cruising, and then all of a sudden, just complete lack of awareness. They're firing at each other while they're getting flanked by the enemy. And unfortunately for them, C4 taking advantage of that confusion. But hey, we're still even strength. JP, again, with a great off angle here and the high ground. The positioning has gone from an advantage to Dauntless to, I believe, an advantage to C4 with that angle that he's holding. Except for C4, they're on the push now.
Uh-oh, now Skipper's in trouble. The zone is starting to close. C4 definitely had the advantage, but Dauntless has Klaus, and he's driving, full sending it around, trying to give some information for his squad. I mean, C4 should just collapse at this point, big time.
They've been really impressive. Their positioning, their aggression, taking fights to people. And at this point, this rock is going to prove to play a huge role in the end of this fight. This is great cover. Private's got to work his way back to it, potentially. But Coop's trying to push his way in to let him hear him. Get those grenades active here, and Ghoul going to back him up. This is going to be an interesting end.
One Molotov is all it takes. One utility use perfectly placed, and Dauntless is done for. Can they land it?
Skipper gets knocked by the grenade here. An entry frag from C4, and now the Molotov, as you mentioned, Bernie the ground, and C4 just inching their way forward. I mean, it's honestly the angle of JP up top that's holding these guys down. Klaus and company have to make a play on this angle of the lower players before they can focus their attention up the hill.
Ghoul just needs to throw the nade, just pre-fire the smokes. That's perfectly placed. One more. And Dauntless is done for. C4 should have this, but it's Klaus surviving.
Oh, wow.
Oh, he eats a nade to the face and spits it out. Gets the first nade off. He's hungry.
Look at that.
Goodbye.
Dang, Hot Juke, C4 turning the fortunes around. They're going to pick up the winner chicken dinner. Erangel going to them. That's another victory on their belt today. They're putting up the notches, my friend. Dauntless almost had it. They had the numbers going into the end and just couldn't make sense. I mean, they just shot each other up instead of the enemy. I don't know what to say about it, but C4 over 2,000 damage in this one, and you gotta love the way they performed in day number 1. Hot Jukes, break it down for us. What'd you see here on the Battlegrounds?
Crazy finish there from C4. They out-angled and outmaneuvered Dauntless, hands down. I mean, Dauntless, if they played that one right, they should have won that game, 100%.
Really
but C4 just was so tactical about how they were moving and were able to just take advantage of Dauntless sleeping for just a little second and just won that game right out from under them. Beautifully done.
I really felt like Dauntless on the top side of that zone, coming in from the north, they owned the whole northern side of that zone. And if you remember a little bit earlier, like who's got that off angle, it was C4. They were way out of position, and you saw JP just drive up. Dauntless just vacated the top of that zone, the high ground, just gave it to JP. Like, they rotated away. Like, there was no engagement that happened. There was no firefight that forced them off. They just handed over the position, and ultimately, that high ground, with everything looking down, it completely pinned down Dauntless and made it impossible to win that game. So a tip of the cap to C4 for their positioning, for their heads-up play, and again, for JP47 being alive and heads up at the end of the day. Definitely one of my MVPs for the day. But let's go ahead and bring back the rest of our talent here. We've got Mustache Dave and Neptura. Dave, talk to me about what you saw here, dude. This was crazy. Let's run back some replays as you're breaking it down for us.
All right, what did I see? What did Mustache Dave see? Well, guess what? I think I saw Kindness 1v3 execute again. Yeah, I did see that. But look at this, fellas. I called YKG. I said 90 limbs here in the final game of the evening, and guess what? They got 90 limbs for you, boy. Love to see it.
I like it, man. They just forgot to win, you know? It's a small detail, but unfortunately they go out a bit early. But I did like the fact that they showed up, they put some points on the board, And given that, again, a lot of the same teams are showing up at the top of the leaderboard, it's going to allow them to jump over some teams for sure. Neptura, what about you? Anything exciting catch your eye here in game number 4?
That.
Why is it
For
up
sure.
there like that? Why?
I don't know. I'm not sure
Easiest
what the
snipe of
plan
all
was
time.
there. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. But no, I mean, I think Dauntless, despite kind of maybe throwing the game at the end there, definitely a very, very good game for them nonetheless. Those points right up there. So yeah, just really, really good stuff from both these teams. I think we'll be doing a little bit of a replay of that end game a little bit later on. Potentially YKG though, Dave, gotta hand it to you. You called it right. They really stood up and did some good things there. Nearly, and like
Look at
you
the health
said,
on Skipper.
yeah, literally. I was just gonna say, like you said, PB, it's just, you know, it's really just nitpicking there at the health at that point.
It's really tough. You know, Skipper rolls up, ends up with 1 HP, but ultimately has to soak up the gunfire from YKG, and it's his partner that ends up putting him down. Tough spot to be in for sure. Again, Phoenix showed up, put some pressure on Chiffon here again.
Yeah.
Chiffon getting separated from the rest of the team. That's a theme that we saw today quite a bit, actually. Nova not moving as the unit we normally see them moving, and Hyper, rather. It's going to take a while to get used to that one, but essentially... This was the angle at the end where these guys were just fish in a barrel. JP47 from the top, raining it down, and then you see Ghoul on the push here. Love the way that C4 used the vehicles to their benefit today. And we take a peek at our match report. Again, JP47, we called it out. He was my MVP here. And the numbers back it up. 5 elims and almost 1,000 damage here from JP. That's a big-time performance, but some other familiar names up there on the leaderboard as well, capped by Klaus once again, picking up the longest elim of the match. Here it is. Jukesy, walk us through. How do we wrap up here in the rankings?
Woo! C4 Esports with 21 total points there. Dauntless with 13. Going on down the list, you see, and Hyper pull up a nice little baker's dozen for themselves. But I'll tell you what, C4 Dauntless have been having a great day for them. This is really their come up. Can they continue with this? That's going to be my question as we look at the other side of the rankings here. Ultimate Gaming. Sleep at the wheel here at the end of the day, PB.
Strong first half, but did not finish strong in the second half. That's all right. You know, I don't think anybody was expecting them to finish on top of the leaderboard as they were after 2 games of play. Again, they slipped down to, I believe, 4th or maybe 5th place coming into game number 4, and we'll have to see here in a moment how the overalls look. But let's take a peek at the top. Not a surprise. C4 has crept up to the very top of the leaderboard here in Premier Week 1, Season 1, and they've done so off the back of 2 chicken dinners. Second place, Dauntless. Third place, the Panthers. I don't think anybody would have predicted this is your top 3, and then we wouldn't see the likes of N-Hyper or YKG or Execute, and we definitely didn't predict Execute finishing in last place after this first day. Dave, give me some thoughts here of what you're seeing at this overall rankings.
Yeah, Execute definitely looking to hopefully bounce back over the next 2 weeks, right? Really rough day, but that just goes to show you how crucial kind of getting that strong game number 1 to kind of snowball with that momentum is, because they had a really rough go at things in match number 1, and they couldn't get out of the slumps after that. But shout out to C4. I mean, the check's cleared, like Juke said, but not only that, they showed up here today. This team from the Challengers now in the Premiers, trying to make a name for themselves, and they're doing a great job here, day 1.
Love it, Neptura. We got a little breakdown potentially coming your way, but again, one of the interesting things from me is N-Hyper finishing outside of the top 3, not having their best day.
Yeah.
But they picked up a chicken dinner in game 1 with only 3 players, so
Crazy.
that ends up being their saving grace of the day. They're in striking distance in 4th place right now. Another interesting little tidbit: Phoenix Esports finishing in 5th. So I'll throw it to you to break down what went down game number 4. Give us your thoughts.
Awesome. I'm excited for this one because we have to talk about this. I know y'all talked about it a little bit as well, but the big thing here is really that C4 took that high ground in the beginning. The thing is that when they started doing that, Dauntless could have have fought back immediately. If they had had that reaction time to go, right, oh, they're doing this, we've made a mistake, we need to go back and take that back, they could have done that. C4 were still moving around, still trying to get their position straight, but no, they kind of just stayed here. They focused on other teams. Then they realized, oh my god, we're down here in this hole basically. And then C4 just had a great time. They were just mating that completely. I don't think they should have gone for the res here necessarily, because that's just making them sitting ducks. Now Private's on his own, they can focus on Private, and it's basically a done deal. So I think Dauntless made several mistakes there, but the initial one was they didn't have that reaction time to go back and fight C4, because they could have still won this.
They really could. It's a great point, and I really just appreciate the pressure that C4 put out there. You could see, Klaus getting flush with the nades, and I mean, they just didn't let him. They didn't let him have anything. He tried to get healed up, but before he could even put his gun down range, there's a vehicle flying at him and a guy flying out of the car. I mean, just incredible stuff from C4 all the way around. So really, really impressed with their performance today. A couple other shout outs that I got to give a nod to Phoenix. They're looking much improved over the course of today. Same thing with Ultimate Gaming, man. Picking up a few top threes today. Really nice job from them as we take a peek at our top three from each game today. You got to tip your cap to C4. They show up 4 times. So every single game, they finish in the top 3. And that is everything you could possibly hope for. Hot Jukes, what else do you see?
I mean, I see Dauntless too, picking up 3 out of the 4. I mean, that's just good math right there. Ultimate Gaming having a great start. Unfortunately, having a bad half at the end, but still, right? This is a great opportunity for them. I'm looking forward to seeing them take that start into the next day.
Love to see it. Well, final thoughts from my end. You love to see some underdogs take it to the man. You know what I'm saying? It's some great action early on in this. We saw Ultimate Gaming pop off early. Saw Phoenix be consistent the whole way through, along with Dauntless, and C4 kind of the surprise of the night. Really saying we belong here and put themselves at the top of the leaderboard after day number 1. I respect it. I'm here for it. Can't wait to be back next Thursday for week number 2 of the Titan series. If you guys have not followed already on social media, definitely do that. And if you're interested in the stats on who's doing what, you want to see how much damage Klaus has this week, head on over to titanseries.gg. Got all the stats there for you to consume. And we'll be back next week and be introducing probably a 16th team. We had somebody disappear on us here today, but excited to kind of work that one out. We'll work that back into the mix. But any final thoughts from your end, Jukes, for week number 1 in season 1?
Yo, whoever that 16th team is, you suck. I mean, you're throwing so bad. I mean, it's crazy. Titan Series is the place to be if you're an NA squad. I can't wait to see how this division goes. And the Challenger division as well. Wall Street Bets, they're hungry to make it back to the spot. So, I mean, Titan Series, obviously the place to be. I love being here.
Thanks so much, Jukes. Dave, coming to you, my friend. Final thoughts, week number 1. Hit me with them.
Yeah, looking forward to showing up next week with the boys, my squad, as we're going to be competing on Team Dave here, that 16th place team, looking to show up and pull up here. We're making that comeback.
Yeah.
But, shout out to the Panthers. Quan already messaging me like, Dave, what'd you think about today? I love the aggressiveness that we saw from that team here, and I just hope nothing but up from here from this squad, because they've been in the slumps. So I think today was crucial for them.
It was a big pick-me-up, much needed. You love to see it. Natura, final thoughts for today.
I have so enjoyed tonight so far. It makes me very, very excited to be back next week and see all that action again. I'm looking at several of these teams. I'm also kind of looking at where maybe these teams, how they'll react to C4's success here tonight. Are they going to kind of rearrange what they're doing? Are they going to be targeting a little bit? Just have to see. So there's a lot of variables go next week. It's going to be a great show, equally as good as it has been tonight. So really, really happy to be here and excited for next week.
Love it. Thank you guys so much for joining me at the desk. I'm going to close it out here, and why not do just a random, dab to get the hell out of here. Let's bring back 2018. I don't know. Just felt like doing it. So I don't know. Maybe you should take a screenshot, share it on social media. Congrats to C4 for their performance tonight. Anyways, peace out. Enjoy the GIF. Power Bang out. Titan Series out. We'll see you guys in week number 2. Tuesday, the Challenger Series will be kicking off, so stay tuned to social media for those results, and we'll see you back on broadcast Thursday for Week 2 action. Take care, guys. Peace out. We'll see you soon.